Oh, now it's live.
Okay.
That was a rubbish intro.
Now it's live.
All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is VR Gamer Dude, or Don from the VR Spies, and we are here tonight with the rest of the spies for our weekly Spies Exposed meeting. So, how's everybody doing tonight?
Okay. Cheers.
Good.
Yeah,
Is everyone
doing great, actually.
Leveraged up.
Yeah, I actually had
It's
to sell...
about this full of rum. This full of rum.
Wow.
I can't believe how you guys can afford all that shit. I had to go sell my NSX just to buy beer, so yeah, it's all good now, though.
You had to sell sex to buy beer?
No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there yet. I had to sell my NSX.
Not the NSX, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh boy.
How are you going to pull the girls?
you got no chance now, bro. It's done. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I look like shit today, guys. I feel like shit as well. I've got a really bad back today, so I'm kind of not really feeling it.
Not feeling it. Wayne, not feeling it there. Okay, all right. That's a good start, isn't it? I've got a cold. You got a bad back. You just sold your car. Caleb's here for 15 minutes and he's in a bad mood.
Roughing it up.
I got a raging headache, so you know.
I thought you were going to say something else. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Very glad.
Right on. Where's Billy?
He just got off work, you said, so he's on his way home, I imagine.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to have a special guest later. Who's the special guest? Guys, can everyone remember?
It could be one or two.
No, it's not the other one. It's the other one.
That still doesn't help much.
Palmer Lucky.
No, it's not Palmer Lucky. No, it's cooler than Palmer Lucky.
Elmo.
No, wish. No, it's Hooper. We got Hooper in.
Hooper mission.
We'll get him in.
Oh, we got two game hearts.
We have.
Wow, game hearts, you're in stereo.
I am multiplying. It's all in VR, baby. Yeah, sorry about that. We're experiencing some bad weather up in Norway, and my internet connection is dropping out like crazy. So yeah, I might disappear again, but I'll be back. So rest assured.
All right. So guys, what are we talking about this week? What's been happening?
What aren't we talking about?
There's a lot to talk about, actually. I have, if nobody else is going to talk right away, I've got 14 new games to talk about for VR that's coming along in 2016, 2017.
Hold on, get my Billy's here, but he's not really concentrating. He just comes in, turns his cam on, then buggers off. That's really unprofessional. Anyway, so back to you.
Yeah, no, I got a lot of games to talk about, but I thought we could, just hold that off for a little bit. So stay tuned if you want to know what's coming along in 2016, 2017. It's going to be great. These games are smashing.
Off the hook.
Off the chain, son.
I believe you. He sounds very, very certain about this. Are you sure? Next year alone?
I've never been so sure about anything, Caleb.
I believe you.
Right, so you guys were playing something exciting last night, I see, and I was a little bit jealous, I've got to admit, when I tuned into your live stream. But,
it is very good.
Is it?
It is very good.
What's its actual proper title? American Truck Simulator?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
And is it as smooth and as good as Euro Truck Simulator?
It's spot on.
It's. I would almost go to the extent and say that it's even a little bit smoother than the original.
Wow.
So graphically, is it been like properly changed in graphics in any way, or is it about the same quality graphics?
Well,
cities have the same engine, so
cities have definitely been expanded. There's far more buildings. There's skyscrapers. The actual size of a city feels more not lifelike because they're smaller than life size, but they feel bigger than the cities were in Euro Truck. And there's more to look at. When you're driving through a city, there's much more to take in. It's nice.
Do you think that's because it's in America?
Everything in America is bigger.
So yeah, it was good. I actually drove to San Francisco today, which is quite cool. Driving down the coast road, looking at the shores and the sea crashing, and that's really nice.
I love the look of the desert. I've not played the game yet, but the actual Nevada desert looks sick. Like watching Game Hearts playing that yesterday, like, it was just proper awesome, to be honest. So I hopefully they'll be able to fix the way it captures in VR though, so we can actually, you know, get some decent side-by-side recordings out.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to correct it, though, man. It is easy enough to correct that and get it side-by-side up.
It is very beautiful. I mean, it seems like there's a lot more going on in the cities and the towns.
Yeah.
You know, with Eurotruck, it always seemed like there was a very obvious duplication of those modules. You know what I mean? And with this, it seems very well done, well implemented.
Looks very detailed.
Very one thing I was asking earlier if they had the multiplayer added to it, and I think we got a message back on GameHard's video by what Henrix98 said that yes, very, very soon that the same guys who made the mod for the original Eurotruck simulator are working on one for the American. So I can't wait for that, because if we could all play together, that would, like most games, it makes it that much more fun to play.
Oh, it'd be fantastic.
Hey, Billy.
It's also a bit cheaper to get into than a full price game, I think, because they're doing it in sort of DLCs, releasing different states at different times. They've made the initial purchase a bit cheaper, which is nice.
How much is it?
How much was it? I'm taking a guess here, 50. Yeah. That sounds
about
right.
$10-15, I would presume it is, something around those lines.
Yeah, I'm on the site here. It's $14.99. So I'm guessing it's around about sort of 15 to 20 euros. Not bad.
Not bad at all. 15, yes, that's one. I see the guys are already actually talking about this virtual dolls VR controller. I'm not sure if we should go into this discussion right away.
The sausage muncher.
Yeah, we have seen it, guys. We have seen it. And Greg actually got one on his way, so he will be reviewing that on his channel. Make sure to check that out.
That's going to be on YouTube Red, then, right? Subscribe only.
RedTube.
I'm
Red
going to
too,
try and
yeah.
get hold of one. I will try and get hold of one and do some sort of video, possibly including a smoked sausage.
Oh my lord.
That would seriously make my day. Seriously make my day. What's it called? I need to fling up a picture of this thing.
Virtua dolls. I actually showed the missus the video of that, and yeah.
God, I can't show that.
Stitches. She was in stitches, like.
Sorry, I can't show any of these pictures.
Boys will be boys. Come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't mark the post not safe for work.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it's a bizarre contraption, and it actually looks. I'm not saying it is in any way dangerous, just the video when you see that thing smacking back and forward, I just thought, wow, that looks almost dangerous.
Yeah, it does look dangerous.
So, could you describe what you're looking at there, buddy? Could you just?
Let me try and share this because I can't really describe it. I think you described it best the other day, Greg, when you said it was just like an Xbox controller with a vagina attached.
Yeah, it's almost like the world's first fuckable joypad.
Oh dear me.
Okay, it comes with a cleaning tube and all that.
Vacuum extraction.
Yeah,
I'm glad you asked, Caleb. Yes, it is fully cleanable.
Of course,
extractable innards and machine washable.
So
is it like one size fits all, or I mean,
are you worried? I need the extra large, please.
Yes. Go the other way, Chris. We need the really tiny ones. Do you guys have thimble size, or is that too big? Maybe it's too big.
Sausage in an alley, man.
That's unrealistic, guys. Come on, Tic Tac. Let's go.
Oh dear me. Oh dear me.
Game hard. It's okay, buddy.
Oh lord.
Just to change the subject onto a slightly cleaner one.
Yeah, go on then. Change it to something clean.
I checked out that cat Interstellar again today. That was I can hear like a loop as well. I don't know who that is, but I can hear myself talking.
It's whoever doesn't have headphones on. Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried out this cat Interstellar. It looks really good, but like in the actual sort of menu scene, you were like an android. So you look down, you've got like a mechanical body, and you were free to walk around like a little area, like in your own little android state. And when I actually started the game, though, it puts you in like a mechanical dog thing in third person. I was like, what? Why can't I be the android anymore? Like, so I've put a little post on there saying like, I want to be that. Can you not just add like a character selection screen or something? Because it was so good to be like a first-person android. That felt mad. But third-person dog. It was weird, and then when you look left and right, it kind of like pans your whole head around with the dog in the middle still. It was just
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Not it should either detach it so you can look away from the dog. I don't know. I just think it needs a lot of work at the moment, and I was so hyped from the actual menu scene because it looked and felt amazing just to walk around as an android. So hopefully they can work on adding that. Has anyone else checked out that game before?
Yeah, months back, man, months back.
Yeah, a while back.
Yeah, you couldn't even walk around as like a robot thing when I checked it out. That wasn't there.
I think it's going to, hopefully get that added into it maybe as a feature down the line. I don't know. Hopefully they'll get back to me on my post.
What's that one called? Sorry.
Cat Interstellar.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I
It
do remember.
It came to Steam about the same time as VR Time Machine or VR Time Machine, whatever it was. It was about the same time.
Yeah, Time Machine VR.
Yeah.
Fantastic game, by the way.
Yeah. Also tried that Vector 36 as well. That's mint. It's a little bit high on the old GPU demands and stuff. Like you have to drop the settings down a little bit, and it is only currently single player. But the actual game felt really, really cool. It's like sort of really weathered sort of technology. Sort of looks like a desert plane, kind of like the pod racing from Star Wars Episode 1. It looks very
sharing
cool.
it now, mate.
Yeah, and the actual cockpits feel really good scale, and it works with the 360 pad, and it felt like I was inside like a floating hovercraft thing. And once they nail the multiplayer aspect of that, that's going to be sick. Definitely can see that being a lot of fun, and I'd like to even try and get them hottest rigged up to it and have feel like you're actually there. And
I've not tried this one. It's only £10.99 in the UK. I assume it's something similar in the US and Europe. So is this native then? It says VR.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it runs in 0.8. I don't know whether it's got 0.8 or 0.7, but it runs in 0.8 and it runs well. You will need to drop the graphics just a little bit to get nice, smooth frame rate, but overall it was proper good fun. Really enjoyed it.
One thing I would add about that though, for anyone using an Nvidia card at the moment, that game has a pretty catastrophic problem with Nvidia cards. If you're AMD, you're fine, but for some reason the dev, he's put a post about this up on Steam, and he said he's working on it.
Bloody hell, favourable to AMD. That never happens, does it?
Yeah, it's unusual. It's unusual.
It's the opposite of the norm there. It's good for you guys for once.
That was a look. I think your mic's a bit quiet, Caleb.
Oh, it's possible. It's possible.
No, I hear him. I hear him just fine.
Oh, maybe it's me.
So, do you guys want to talk a little bit about planning with the VR Spies? Because I've not got a lot of time this evening, and I would like to get a little bit done if possible.
You are right. That was largely the point of this meeting. I know we've made it into a podcast and it's fun. It's really great to get the interaction. But the point of this meeting was to kind of decide what we review on our channels and what we write about on the site, right? So,
and Spies,
guys.
Do you guys have your little chat open so we can spread articles back and forth?
I do have it open.
Right now, there's nothing in there to talk about. But
yeah, cool. And if people do have ideas and things they'd like to see us review, obviously any horror games, not me, frankly speaking.
I saw porn.
So, hardcore porn. Oh, that's something different. Dwarf porn. Oh, that's okay.
Oh, something different.
So I really think
the midgets.
Someone should definitely look at doing Outlast. Like, I got it up and running, but I'm too scared to play it.
It's a terrifying game.
Yeah. It looks really, really good in the Rift though. It looks very nice, scale and everything. Just the original first scene when you're in the car, FOV's a little bit wrong, but as soon as you get out of the car, it corrects and the ini tweak kicks in, and it's mad. So I played about 5 minutes and had to get out. But if someone can get a video of that out soon, definitely worth it. It's on sale with the Steam sales that are on tonight, so it's about £3 at the minute. It's really, really cheap.
It's £3.74, reduced from £15.
No,
I'm going to have to stick that in my cart.
What was that? Yeah. Sorry, I just had a little brain fart there.
It's down from £15 to £3.74. Outlast.
What? Outlast, yeah.
Which, frankly, Yeah, is that a Vorpex one? How are you playing that?
Yeah, I'm playing that with Vorpex. Also, there's some mini tweaks that really do help it along. The FOV doesn't natively go up to 120, so you've got to add that via an any tweak. And also, there's a few other things like you can really ramp up the graphics fidelity as well, and it looks really nice once you've. If you just type into to Google Outlast FOV, there's a full Steam guide that's got fucking millions of tweaks. You can do everything from change how long your batteries last with your camcorder, because there's parts in there that are pitch black. You've got like a camcorder, and certain things only are visible in the camcorder. It's terrifying. You have to have night vision, like a green sort of light to see the lights.
Yeah, that's stressful just thinking about it.
I'm scared just looking at the screenshots.
See, this one's single player.
I'm watching it right now, and man, this looks insane.
I played it for like the same amount. I played it for probably 5 minutes, and I was like, "This is crazy."
I don't normally nope out in horror games. It's so.
I think Don should sign up, man. Sign it up.
I'll take this one. It's only $5. And so Wayne, being the Vorpix guru, do we have positional tracking in this?
Yes, full positional tracking.
I'll take Outlast.
No, you got that one, man. You have got that one.
Done.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the horror, man. I mean,
Did you play Condemned ever? The old Xbox 360 game, Condemned?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Does that work? Does that work at the minute?
I haven't tried that one, but basically I've heard of a Condemned, like basically multiplayer type game coming out soon, and if we get one of those to work in virtual reality, that would be the most an investigative murder creepy multiplayer game.
Would be good.
First person. Come on.
I gotta say too. I mean, the Steam sale on it right now, normally $20 here in America, $5. Man, if it's that good on the Rift, yeah, hell yeah, go buy it, guys.
Man, I'm putting it in my basket right now.
I'm putting it in my cart right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger, buy this, and start my review. There's
another little game which I was thinking maybe we could look at. It's not really expensive. It's a Vorpex it's a Vorpex hack, and it's called Final Rush. The actual game itself is quite I think it is going to be updating to Unreal 4 at some point, but for now it's just it's got a UDK application in the files already, so you don't even need to rename it. Just to boot the game from the UDK file that's in there. And it's basically like you're in like a loads of sort of locations, and there's fucking crazy robots chasing you down, pretty much like waves after waves, and you run out of ammo. It's multiplayer, and there's positional tracking. It looks great. It looks really nice. I want to do it. I've got it installed. I've got it working well. I've got my graphics and everything is all dialed into, and it's working really well. But it's something that we want to play multiplayer. Really, it's. I think it'll be a lot of fun playing that with you guys. So if someone wants to play with me and join up, let me know and we'll get it going on.
Blaze Rush is only $2 right now.
There you go.
Got a good buy as well.
Does it work in 08?
I don't think so.
It works with Vorpex, mate. At the minute, it's Unreal 3, so it's not native yet. But
I'm talking about Blaze Rush.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think so, Don. But I haven't tried it in a long time. I don't think it does, though.
Well, so no good if you're on Windows 10 with the November update, because going back over 07 is the lowest you can go.
So, guys, I really want to talk to you about some of the games I've been following and checking up on. Would you mind if I just go through some of the games that are coming out in 2016, 2017 real quick?
You go for it, mate, and I'll fling them up on the screen as you talk about them, okay?
Excellent. So first off, guys, VR, that's our thing. We love virtual reality. And first off, one game that's definitely on my radar, it's called World War Toons by Reload Studios. So that's kind of like a World War shooter, built from the ground up. It's done by the same guys that did Call of Duty, and I really have some high hopes for that one. It looks super fun. It's a multiplayer game, you play in VR, and you got that cartoonish look. But I think it's going to be a big one. So while he tries to find some picture,
I've also seen that one. I've also seen that one go on PSVR, and they're playing with Move controllers as well. It looks cool.
I wonder which Call of Duty because they have like 3 different cycle of like producers or whatever for that.
Yeah, I think it was actually one of the original developers.
Probably Infinity then, right?
Yeah. And another one, I'm not so sure if a lot of people actually noticed this game, but it's called The Assembly by N-Dreams.
Yeah, I know.
So this is also a very, very good-looking VR game, and it's like a game questioned by choice. You know, every action you do in the game has a consequence. I don't know a whole lot much more about the game other than the fact that it's.
Can't really find it, mate.
Yeah, I think GameHard might be
making it up.
Yeah, he was saying he was having internet issues.
I was gonna say I got a frozen picture of him. He just looks like.
Yeah.
Aww.
Like, dude, the assembly. It's awesome, dude.
He's literally just
zoom on his face, Chris, man.
I can't say it. Wait.
That's great. It won't come
I'm sure
up.
he'll come back. I can't
Camera.
actually find anything about the assembly. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. The assembly. And did he say it was native VR?
Yeah, I'm sure it's on
I've
Steam.
got it. I've got it here, mate. No,
I've been reading about that one for a while.
Interesting. All right, let me try and share some of this stuff. There's not actually many screenshots. Oh no, I'm lying. Here it is. What I'll do is I'll share my screen now. Right, here we go. There we go.
She looks tasty, yeah.
Alright.
You rub a bald head, Greg, yeah?
Sinead O'Connor, look.
A little bit decomposed.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Oh, how nice. Somebody just posted a key for Blaze Rush in the...
How kind.
Very nice.
Very nice of them.
Yep. So, guys, any other... We'll go through GameHard's.
For
Did anyone claim that?
It'd be $8. It'd be $8 just to get both of the games that you asked for. Was it the Final Rush?
Yeah, Final Rush, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about $8 for both of those together. That's a good deal right now as far as the Steam deals go. In those, not only are they good games that work with the Oculus Rift, but they're on sale right now, and we have nothing to do with the developers of those games, so we make no money from that. Just saying.
Yeah, just to be 100% clear, there we are stupidly not affiliated with the software. We could be raking it in. We're mad.
Nope. There is one game, talking about games that are on sale right now, there was one that I saw right before we jumped into this chat. It was called Grav. Have you guys seen that? G-R-A-V, Grav. I don't know much about it. I just saw that it was on there, and I was thinking it looks like an awesome game.
Good concept, I think.
I mean, it might not. It's got mixed reviews on Steam, but it looks like something that, in a headset might be amazing, whereas on 2D it might be not so much. I was kind of wondering about that one. It's only $6.79 in America on sale right now, but
oh yes,
GameHard.
Boom. All right, hi,
he's back.
Yeah, Grav has got mixed reviews, but yeah, if you can make it work with VR, I imagine that would be absolutely astounding.
It looks like a fun one, and it's multiplayer and cooperative with so it's just.
So it's a bit like Rust, but in space.
Yeah, kind of. It just looks a little interesting. I mean, since we play those genre games quite a bit. But hey, GameHard, good to see you back again. I'm sure you want to continue going where you were. But...
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. It's that damn Norwegian internet.
Don't blame them.
Damn it.
Yeah, let's just go through this real quick. I'm pretty sure everybody has, at least some of you have heard about the game Edge of Nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, by Insomniac Games.
Mm-hmm. Is he getting on that screen then, Chris?
Am I? Sorry, I am rubbish, am I? Was that what I was supposed to be doing?
Yeah. Edge of Nowhere.
Edge of Nowhere, okay.
You had one job, Chris. One. Just joking, man.
You had one
job. One job.
Oh boy.
Literally waiting for me to do this now. There you go. Like a pro.
Yeah, that's the third-person one, isn't it? It's a launch title. It looks pretty good. I'm a little bit apprehensive about the third-person elements, but overall the graphics look nice. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for the first-person titles, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I can see there's a little trend of actually third-person games. There's once again, Edge of Nowhere is a third-person game. You're how can we describe that game? It
looks kind of Tomb Raider-ish.
Yeah, Tomb Raider bloke.
Yeah, very much.
I don't know. For me personally, being somebody who gets queasy a lot of times, the third person is sometimes a nice break from the average first person busyness with the head and the cognitive dissonance, the whole feeling. Like it's just nice to be able to kind of be above and look around things and.
Yeah, I've liked the third person.
The God mode perspective in the third person's really works well in VR, and I don't get the hate towards it because I've reviewed quite a few third-person titles on both Gear VR and DK2, and when it's done right, it really, really looks great.
Right. I think people expect when you think about VR, you just think that it needs to replicate first person, but there was a couple guys commenting on my Mythos of the World Axis yesterday and the day before, and they were arguing about that kind of, but. Yeah, I was just telling him the whole time. I was like, it really works. It's like looking at a miniature set, and you're in control of that guy, and it's pretty fun. I don't know how to describe it.
It looks like there's some people want me to live stream Outlast.
The third person thing, though, it's kind of personal preference for everyone. Some people are going to like that, some people aren't. I mean, myself, I probably follow Wayne there and say that I'm more inclined to play first person stuff, but.
It does look cool when seeing like a character in front of you. I tried Mass Effect 2 and it looked nice, but when I'm in VR, I like to feel like I'm in VR. Not like I'm. It's cool to look down at a set, but I like to feel.
Likes to be immersed. What?
Yeah, I know. It's strange, that, isn't it? But I do like to feel like I'm actually in another place.
How about the game The Climb by Crytek? Rock climbing in a vibrant oceanfront, Asian settings and all. It looks very nice, actually.
Yeah. Well, we just had a chap on the chat here mention Lemma.
Yeah, Lemma.
I forgot all about Lemma, and it's a cracking game, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's native support, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Looks great.
I went and got that the day it released, and
that's on sale as well. That's 50% off right now, $5.49. I think it actually went as low as like 99p one time. So
finally, the Mirror's Edge lovers can finally have something. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, the Mirror's Edge Catalyst beta sign is up now.
So wait, this works in VR right now?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
What? Who said that? Shane Trafford? Thanks, buddy. Good one.
And you can download a demo, so you can even have a go on it before you buy it, and even though it's not very much money anyway.
Oh, there's a demo. Excellent.
Yeah. I don't know if the demos invite VR, but often they will be.
Hey, would you guys be down still to do like the occasional heist in GTA still? Because I haven't been getting back into that game again, and I'm just like having a blast with it.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I bought it, and I still have yet to play it, except for the one time.
The story...
online, Greg and Wayne.
Yeah, the story is so good.
I really enjoy it. It's quite difficult, playing it without the map. You need to know your way around, and it's a little bit disconnecting having to go to edge peak to see where you're going, especially if you're chasing someone and you can't see them, and you've got to get there, and there's time limits and there's pressure, and that's the only problem is the map. There is a map mod. I still can't get it working, and you can't use it offline.
I was gonna say I've got a comment on this, and unfortunately it got broken with the last update. But there is a fantastic VR mod for GTA. Obviously, only works in first person, but it literally pulls the native head tracking and the native FOV from the Oculus runtime. It works well with the minimap mod, so I mean it is 100% playable. If the developer gets that fixed, that is going to be an awesome thing. Now, obviously not online, but if you just want to play the single player, it's almost as good as native, guys.
Yeah, I still hadn't tried that out, but I need to. Well, when I tried it out, it was so early, and I was so like it made me kind of sick. I was like, I don't want to try this again.
It grew legs. It really did. The developer was very active on Reddit, and he actually took a lot of suggestions from the community. He took one of my suggestions, which was getting rid of the heading lines and all that. You can now turn off if you don't want the disconnected head, which is a little strange because you still don't see the body. He hasn't found a way to implement the body in the mod yet. But you can now turn off the disconnected. You can turn off the disconnected head. You can turn off the heading lines. You can turn off the waypoint lines. But it really just something about having that native FOV and the native head tracking from the Oculus, even though it's still working with Vorpix, it almost felt like a native game. I swear to God. Walking around the city is insane.
We had the little scam going on where myself and Greg would not play it in VR, being the purest native people that, well, I know I am, but having like somebody not playing it in VR as a backup to do some of the navigation and map reading.
It's handy, yeah, definitely.
It can work.
Navigating the world.
I don't mind going back in there and playing that actually on a monitor. It's one of the only games I will play on monitor.
I literally have put like probably 15 hours on it in the last like week and a half. All on my monitor, but I was just playing through the story.
5 hours alone, buddy.
Yeah.
It's stressful though. It's stressful when, like, if you're trying to do a heist in VR, it's a lot more stressful because you can't really see who the targets are. You can't
Well, let's recount the tale of the helicopter parachute landing.
Yeah.
Billy. That was just classic. Just massive screw up, wasn't it? I mean, we were all parachuting down, and Billy lands his helicopter under where we were set to land on, and chopped us up. We were close.
We didn't get chopped up. I took evasive maneuvers and
into a cliff. Yeah.
Slammed into the cliff. Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, you know what? I remember. At least I was there to benefit from that whole thing. You guys gave me a lot of money for doing next to nothing. That was great.
Oh yeah, you joined like after we only had the last part of the mission, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can see Shane Trafford in the chat says that he volunteers to go to the strip club. That will be in GTA.
Sure.
Been there, done that.
It's a strange FOV in there though, right? Like it doesn't have the FOV fix working.
Not with the VR mod. It's perfect.
Shit, man. Sign me up, yo.
Hey,
we should have like a little timer, like how quickly it takes to go all the way back around to porn again.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't take that long.
Wolfboy mentioned Subnautica, which I think, Greg, you played Subnautica. I've even seen recently. Would you like to talk about that? Because I think that game actually is one of the ones I keep thinking about. I haven't played it in a long time, but I always want to go back to it because of
Greg's the mascot. Greg's the mascot for that game.
Yeah, for sure.
Subnautica is, I'd put that in at least my top 10 out of pretty much all the VR stuff that I've tried so far. It's in the top 10. At the moment, he's just done. There's just been quite a massive update on it. New lighting and stuff, and a lot of it's quite intensive. And I think he's working with a bit of optimization. The HUD, there's a bit of an issue with the HUD in VR as well at the moment, where it's kind of the wrong resolution. This is all new. It used to be perfect, so the new updates introduced a few bugs that I'm sure will get worked out, but when that game's working as it's supposed to, yes, it's absolutely beautiful.
Didn't he like implement controller support but then take it back out again as well?
Well, yeah, that would. I don't know what's going on there. There's been a few. You get quite a lot of updates if you're in the experimental builds of that. You'll maybe see 3 to 5 updates for the game a day, all quite small ones. And when the big H2O update came in, it implemented a load of new stuff. Joypad support came in, but then the joypad support seems to have disappeared quite rapidly. So, I mean, they've obviously got work to do. No doubt they're pushing for getting it working for consumer Rift being released. So they've got bugs to work out at the moment, but yes, when it works, absolutely blinding.
If they get touch working with that as well, that's going to be next level, man.
Yeah, you can see that screenshot. You can see that screenshot just back a second. You saw the little one-man sub, the Seamoth that you can create there. and flying that thing, when the game was working perfectly and I was flying that thing around, it was on par with being as good as flying a spaceship in Elite Dangerous.
Wow. That's heavy praise.
Yeah, that is heavy praise. I mean, you can dock that thing inside a bigger submarine, take the big submarine down deep, drop out in your single-man sub, go into the caves and go exploring, and it's fun.
Looks amazing. It really does.
They got me thinking.
It works.
I was going to say, I'm going to shift gears for a minute because Greg said Elite Dangerous. Did anybody get the email today with the updates?
Yeah.
And the kind of timeline of what we're going to see on the horizon? I mean, fantastic news to finally kind of see the timeline of when they're going to release things.
Don, 25% off on Subnautica. Just want to chuck that in there.
Oh, nice. It's definitely one that's been on my radar for a while.
Yeah, but there's something to be said for the game of Subnautica simply because in the game you're wearing a face mask. You're supposed to be having your goggles on. So it's like a one-to-one transfer with the Rift on your face. I mean, never before did I jump into a game and the Rift was no longer even a problem at all because you kind of felt like it was part of your scuba gear. And you're literally underwater. And the fact that you're underwater, just like when it's nighttime, it really, underwater, it really, really immerses me. Immersive Gamer would love underwater games.
Because it's immersive.
And they're games.
Well, no, and I gotta say the same thing for any of the current driving sims for Elite Dangerous. I mean, because obviously you're expected to be wearing a helmet, so it really kind of helps translate that limited field of view into what you would really be seeing in real life.
I 100% agree with that, and I think that's why cockpit games work so well.
Absolutely.
Expecting that slightly limited feel, but you think, well, that's because I'm wearing a helmet. It just totally works.
I don't know if it's just me, but I've been having like a really big problem with Steam VR. When I've been trying to get Elite Dangerous up and running, I've not had it successfully working since 0.4. To be honest, I'm having this thing that's saying frames missed. It's like a green fucking overlay, and I'm just even when I'm in like just the basic mountain scene at the start in Steam VR, as I turn my head say this way. The whole screen has to catch up, and it's juddering all the way across. I'm just getting terrible latency, and I don't know what it is. I've tried reinstalling it, uninstalling it, verifying the cache. I've done fucking everything you can think of. I don't know whether it's down to my card or what.
That is peculiar. You're on Windows 10?
I'm on Windows 7, 7.1 I think, but I'm using the same card as you. Are you rolling back your runtime? Are you, Chris? Or
I roll it back to 0.5. That's the most stable on my system, and we've got the same graphics, right?
So you are rolling back though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know Greg and I are both using on the Steam VR mod. They did actually have an update yesterday.
Yeah, I tried this with Wayne last night, Don. I tried to work through it with him, and we couldn't get any resolution to it.
Yeah, I'm on a GTX 780, so I'm still getting some judder planet side as I approach planets and in some of the larger stations. But when I'm in space and I'm just flying and I'm just fighting, absolute 75 solid. CQC seems to be a whole different beast. I mean, CQC just runs butter smooth.
Yeah.
You see, I'm convinced that with Elite Dangerous, the judder and the slowdown you get is related to kind of server interaction. It's nothing to do with the graphics in the game, because I can whack
very
it
well could be,
and it'll have the same little dropouts. If I bring it down to low res, I get the same little dropouts.
Well, it's kind of funny. Wayne. Greg and I and one of the regulars over on VR Chat. Were playing the other night, and I was having horrible judder issues, and I had actually set the game to low. I went back in last night, and I set everything to high, and it almost seemed to fix my problems. You think it would be the opposite.
Commanders, dude. If you go to a system that's a long way away from the starting systems, and just get lost in the galaxy a little bit, you won't have judder because there's no commanders around. So it's all to do with server processes, effectively. Now, someone here, Blitzbolts, is saying turning monitor off and on again resets the refresh rate on Elite, and it should fix Wayne's problem. I don't know if you run your your monitor at 75. Actually, that's a good
He
question.
actually doesn't need to now with the new Steam VR update.
I was going to say, yeah, the new update
Shouldn't
shouldn't have that. Yeah.
No, you used to have to overclock your monitor if it was possible to do it on your monitor, and overclock to 75 Hz would sort that judder issue with Steam VR. But as of yesterday's Steam VR update, they've now fixed that issue.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I do remember on that update of the Reddit post. So yeah, good
I'm
call on that, Greg.
I'm just loading in. I mean, I literally just start the game and hit start now. I don't even go change the options.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Because I mean, all the video resolution is doing now is changing the output to your main monitor. It has nothing to do with what's going to your Rift.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I'm really sorry to interrupt you guys as well, but I'm going to be heading out. I've got to be getting in my car on the way to work in less than 5.5 hours.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, man.
And you look like you need some sleep, man. You take it easy.
Yeah.
I miss you, bro.
Cheers, guys. I'll catch you soon.
Missing already. Cheers, man.
Love you guys.
Love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
See you, bro.
Love you, man.
Oh my god, I hate that dude. Finally, fucking go on.
Yeah, seriously,
God, I
seriously.
can't stand that guy.
Hey, oh, he does talk, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
Meh.
But he didn't sing tonight, you know. I mean,
Oh, you should have ended on a song, absolutely.
I know, absolutely.
That guy needs full concentration driving that BMW, man, in the ice.
Mm-hmm.
One slip and that's it, you're in the hedge. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I see Stuart just joined the chat. Welcome very much, Stuart.
Hey, Stuart.
Yeah, we have two Shanes and Stuart. So we've hit 26 viewers. I think I think our maximum we ever got was 31. So you never know. We might beat that grand total.
So everybody watching, like it, tweet it, share it. Yeah. So
Tell your friends all about it.
It's because it's so good, right?
Yes,
so good.
it's excellent.
It's mind-boggling good.
Right. What are we talking about now? Totally broke my train of thought. I mean, did you want to mention? You started talking about Elite, and then we got a bit sidetracked.
I think we were still talking about GameHard was going over the games releasing in 2016, and I got to throw one in there. Actually, one of the development teams that I've been really following since back in the DK1 days is Kite and Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like
free software.
Yeah, free software. Yeah, Kite Lighting, Semi-Keys. Yeah, but no, I was gonna say they got that Babylon thing coming out. It's like babies killing each other in multiplayer. It's gonna be just strange. But
what's that called again? I do remember it.
Babylon.
Oh yeah, that is really.
Yeah, there was a Reddit post about it today. Actually, I'm looking here on Reddit. I'm trying to find it.
What's up, Yak Films?
But yeah, it actually looks insane, and I got to say, those guys have always been cutting edge with everything that they've put out. The Station, Sensopesa. I mean, Sensopesa for a while was probably one of my go-to defaults for showing newcomers the possibility of VR. So very excited.
Deeply disturbing image on their front page, isn't it?
It is a deeply disturbing. It's a deeply disturbing concept for a game, but.
I might as well sign up.
How many of you guys have checked out a game called Kronos by Gunfire?
Kronos, yes.
Yeah.
Looks
So it's
very
basically,
promising.
save your homeland, and you're going to be searching through a labyrinth that only opens once a year, and you kind of have to prove that you're worthy and by surviving. And that's also a third-person game. And the fact that the character kind of grows over time, so you start out like a young fellow and then progress to be like a whatever. Yeah, basically. That's how we roll. But the game looks smashing, let me tell you.
Yeah, I've just managed to find it now.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, and it has the Oculus branding there, which obviously means it works on crappy graphics cards, so that's good.
Oh.
So I guess it's low poly. Controversial. Yeah, it looks nice. I guess this is all concept art, right? But it looks like a good idea anyway.
Kronos looks
they have no in-game footage? I've seen some in-game footage.
There you go.
Actually,
Got some there.
I was going to say there should be some in-game footage out there.
Probably get in trouble for relaying this stuff.
Yeah.
But, hey,
You could show at least less than 15 seconds.
and then we could talk over it like DJs do. think we should be.
Yeah, there we go.
Skip ahead. There you go. It looks nice.
Yeah,
So it's all third person, you think?
Yeah, that's a third-person game, yeah.
You know, I gotta say, I've seen quite a bit of a shift towards the third-person game with most of the launch titles.
It works.
Yeah, you're spot on there, man.
Works.
Yeah.
I played even some. Have you guys? I don't even know if you've done this, but in Unity, there's a 2D demo where you can play in the virtual reality, and it's a completely. I mean, it's completely 2D, but it still is enjoyable because you can kind of look around the world and look left or right, even though there's nothing going on next to you. It's still you're still in the virtual world, you know, and the 2D even still encompasses your entire view. So even very basic 2D games work in VR.
What's that one, Caleb?
No, that's literally a Unity demo that you can go into, and one of the Unity videos where I jump in the tutorial.
Oh.
You can do the car mode, you can do everything, but you can literally just see a 2D like screen where you have a little robot that you jump around. You know, the little robot. I mean, it's so simple. It's not a game by itself, but
it should be a game.
Right,
that would be an easy game to make.
Imagine like you're playing the old Donkey Kong games, and you've got the ladders everywhere, and you know, basically just that screen is huge in front of you, and you know, you can obviously there's nothing behind you, but just you're still in virtual reality, and it's still. Even then, you could put just a little bit of depth to things and bump map them just a little bit. Yeah, still be interesting.
Well, that's one of the fascinating things, isn't it? I mean, it's overstated, I guess, when you look at things like Welcome to Oculus. They always talk about the use of simple textures and simple shapes. You can still feel like you're in that environment, and that's 100% true. And people forget that. They talk so much about photo. You know, when you're on a monitor, what's important, right? Photorealistic graphics. You know, something that looks like reality. When you're in VR. Doesn't mean anything. You know, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
If anything, it makes it better.
Yeah. Talking to stuff like Unity and that, though, me and Wayne were having a conversation. It's just the other week. I was messing about with Unreal Engine, trying to put together just environments and struggling. And I was saying to Wayne, it would be great to be able to do this with the touch controllers. To be able to go into an open plane and just throw meshes and textures with your hands using motion controllers. And lo and behold, yesterday, Unreal on their YouTube channel have put up a video with the HTC Vive doing exactly that. Guys creating maps with the lighthouse, throwing meshes and textures, and it looks bonkers.
Don played a game like that, didn't you? Or one of you guys played a game?
Yeah, actually, Neos the Origin. It was one of the 2015 Leap Jam games, and you actually create worlds by building with your hands, and I gotta say, it was a very powerful experience. Just something about using your actual hands to create. It was just phenomenal.
Right, and I do got to shout out real quick since we're on that exact subject. Gunter's Universe. I can't remember which one. It was episode 6, 7. But we had guests on the show, Hackzar, and some other people that do a lot of development in VR chat, and they were directly talking about wanting to be able to create VR in VR and how that is the future. I mean, they were all over that subject, and I'm sure there's people that talked about it years before them. But it's like you guys were saying, it's just a tool that makes it, you know, nobody wants to develop in VR if they don't have the tools for it. But it's all of a sudden, if everybody can accessibly, you know, use a controller that anybody knows how to, you know, comfortably use, it's going to be something we're all going to be creating worlds, you know, very soon and very simply. And it's crazy. And in Unity, when you're developing, you can literally put on your headset as you're developing with your mouse at the same time. And I remember about a year ago, before I ever even played like any cool experiences, like for example, I've only ever played the Don't Let Go. I played Don't Let Go, and I played the one where you're walking through the rainstorm and you see the giant cat holding the umbrella. So I mean, I played only very basic things, but then I jumped into Unity. I created a basic terraform area and a bunch of hills, and I could pick myself up with a mouse, my actual, you know, my little headset. So I'd be walking around and I could pick myself up and all of a sudden throw myself in the air, and being able to kind of interact with your environment at the same time you're in the environment. I mean, it's like it's God mode for yourself, and as you guys are saying, I'm really looking forward to that because
I think that's it. I mean, God, you have VR in Unreal, that really just breaks down all the barriers, right? The entry barriers.
Well, the thing is that for game devs as well, I mean, obviously that's fantastic, but for the normal man to be able to just get some assets and think, you know what, I wouldn't mind visiting a nice country scene tonight and just throwing down some grass, some rocks, some trees, you know, maybe a hillside in the background, stick down a campfire, sit at a lake. You know, you come home pissed off from work and you just want to make a chill out. Just go and make it. You don't need to know how to make the game and code and all that. Just make an environment.
Have a few assets. Sit down in front of those assets. You know.
Yeah.
What's an asset? You know. It's literally anything now. I think that's an amazing thing. Good stuff.
One other thing, something's been going on, not just the new games that are constantly becoming available, but the social sites that are already available for VR, such as VR Chat, Altspace VR, Converge, and I'm sure there's a few others, but I don't really know of any others actually, unless you guys do.
Janus.
Janus VR, which I thought that it's social VR to me, and maybe I'm completely wrong. I think of Janus VR as like the virtual web world. That is the virtual.
It is the virtual web world, but they have added finally native voice chat. So when you come across somebody, there's no more having to jump into the Mumble server. I mean, you can just chat with them. And Greg and I had a very interesting experience. Greg had never been in Janus, and I took him in there for the first time the other night, and we ended up where was it, Greg? In trippy Pizza Cat world.
Yeah, Pizza Cats, and then I ended up in like a mass dungeon of porn. Which,
you did. Mass dungeon of porn.
That was how that happened. I wonder how you ended up there. That was fun. Ended up there.
They've got some catalogue in there. I was quite surprised. I had no idea there was stuff like that in there, and stumbled into this mass porn warehouse.
Well, you got to think. I mean,
porn existed.
Janus is literally the virtual internet. I mean, it is like walking through the internet, guys. And I've been actually following James McRae since he started this, and he's the developer of Janus, an incredibly talented individual. And it's just amazing to see how far it's actually grown since its inception back in DK1.
My experience of that. I haven't used it for quite a while, but I remember going in there, and I went in, and there was literally 20 avatars in front of me, and it was a teacher taking a class of children into VR.
Yes.
And I was like, watching it, I was thinking, oh my god, that is so odd. I mean, also a little bit risky, because you think that's like walking down the street with a bunch of kids, really, because anybody can walk in, anybody can start saying anything. I mean, if anything, it's worse. You've got the ammunition.
You have the ability.
What did I do?
You have the ability to browse in private now. So, I mean, you don't have to, like, if say a teacher was to take a classroom in there, they can turn on private mode, and they're not going to see anybody else. So.
Yeah, I think inherently people are good. You know, I don't think but it just and I'm not one of these kind of whinging liberal people that complain.
No, I mean, granted, it's still buggy as hell. I mean, we had several crashes, and but it has legs, man. It has potential.
Yeah, for sure. And just to mention here, Yak Hat Films mentioned that, of course, the important thing with Unity and Unreal is they changed their business model, didn't they, recently, to mean you can have access to basic assets and access to software completely free.
Yeah.
And you only pay a license once you start making something like 100,000 a year.
Yeah.
At least. Minimum.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's free up to then. It's amazing. I mean, so generous, really.
Just limit your sales. We've capped out.
Yeah.
Can't sell anymore.
That's why I didn't make as much money as because I limited my sales. I was.
Well, I gotta say,
you mean MetaQuest?
Yeah.
You got to 99,000 and you thought, you know what? I better stop there.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for the license.
$0.
I don't want to pay the $50 license.
Maximize your profits, huh?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, on that issue right there, when I was making these requests, it was Unity 4, so it was before they had the free version that was, allowed.
I remember that.
I was installing 30 days and uninstalling and then cleaning my registry and installing a 30-day trial. And I was, it was insane. As much installing and reinstalling and as much as you have to do with updating the Oculus software every few weeks as it was happening at the time. I feel it was so busy, and I was new to it at the time. Right now, it's a lot easier, but even so, you don't have to do half as much as the work if you're a developer right now as you did back a year ago. So it's more friendly for somebody to jump into it right now than it was back in the day, which is great. It's good for quality content.
I gotta agree. I mean, I started watching video tutorials on YouTube, and I'm not a developer in any means, and I really wanted to create something that I could walk through in virtual reality. inhabiting a world of my own creation, so to speak. And I started getting really active over in VR chat, and I found out that's what you need to do, is you need to learn Unity to create for VR chat. And I, in just a very short month of just watching tutorials, I already had 2 worlds up in there. So, I mean, guys, my point is anybody can do it.
I got, you've just reminded me, I'm just going into Blogger now. I'm going to the VR Spies site to write up a quick draft here. Because, the point of this meeting is to come up with content for the site, right? And Mazer Quest, I haven't done my review. So my title of my review is going to be Mazer Quest, what's all the hype about?
Just make sure you get the most recent release, because I have maybe 8 releases out on the web. And
I think we know the developer. Maybe he could send us the most recent release.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. And I got a shout out, since we're on that conversation. If there are any developers right now watching or in the chat, if you want us to look at your stuff, feel free to send it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're more than. I mean, we have a kind of unwritten rule in the team where basically, if we do a review and we find serious problems, generally speaking, we don't post that shit, because we know that stuff is under development. We're not trying to undermine people. Generally, apart from when we do, but generally we don't. I've done it a few times. You start recording a video and then you feed back to the dev and say, actually, I couldn't record a video of this because I hit some issues. But it's all good. Where do I send it? Someone's asking. So you've actually got something. Fantastic. Send it through to team@vrspies.com. Will come through to all of us. There you go. Spam away, everyone. Team@vrspies.com.
Team@vrspies.com. That's
put that in the chat here.
I just learned something myself.
Spies@vrspies.com.
Is that the YouTube email or something, or what?
No. It comes through to our server and it expands out to all of your email addresses, guys. So it should work.
Was that through the manager thing?
Of course. If you like, like Hard Sexy Voice, and you want him to do it, you can of course put @GameHard, in your message, and hopefully he'll be keen to do such a thing.
I just threw that in the chat. I mean, if you go to vrspies.com and you've got links to each one of us individually, or if you just send a team@vrspies.com, we will all get it.
Yep, absolutely. I'm just testing that email address now because I'm a little bit worried it's not going to work. So I'm sure it will.
I thought it was spies@vrspies.com.
It is. You got team, you got spies.
Okay, that's right. We have multiple.
Team goes to everybody.
Yeah. Good. Okay. All right.
Here's something game related. I went to the game store today. I went to the nerd store and got a cool game mat.
Nice.
Which nerd store did you go to?
The nerd store over by ABC Books on.
I know that one.
Andy's. Yeah. It's a great nerd store. Got a cool.
Gotta stop at Andy's when you go there. But
I'm super excited about that. He gave it a great discount. He gave it to me for $20, as opposed to the $40 that those can be online sometimes. So
that's fantastic, man.
A little promos for that guy.
Good guys over there, man. They are really good guys.
Absolutely. You guys get your free mouse mats. Is this undermining the artistic integrity and the journalistic integrity of the channel?
Not at all free, buddy. I've got
Caleb paid for it.
Yeah, right. I've used you don't want to show all my stuff right there. Drink a beer right now, okay? So I've got a Razer Glide on my right, which is mainly for mouse pad, and of course this is going to be on my left, and it keeps a clean area, something that's just when I put my game controllers on things, I don't have to worry about messing stuff up. And plus, they look cool because they're game mats. But they're generally used for people to play Magic the Gathering or card games on. So that's what they're for. They can be very expensive. And I do. Mice. So wait. I guess but since I don't know how much more time I have to go, and I'm just going to stick around for a little longer, I'll do a quick little segment since I haven't talked a whole lot. I am currently working Wicked, so you got to ask me about Wicked, right? Yeah. So I've been busy with that lately, so I'm not going to be able to record a whole lot of videos. I still am going to be able to do the chats with you guys, and next week it'll be the same thing on Friday. But as far as what I'd like to do on the VRSpies.com, I do want to actually go to the arcade that they have over there at the Nerd Store, and the owner of that, he owns all kinds of different arcade systems, some that are third some they're 20, 10 years old, just a lot of different old games, and I thought it'd be cool to interview him, maybe talk about new games, old games, and just kind of how VR is going to affect his store, because virtual reality used to always be in the arcades. Even the early basic systems, you could never buy one of these and have them in your house. You had to go to the you had to go to the arcade, and then you could try out these systems. So and I could be completely off, but I kind of feel like in the future, virtual reality is going to, again, go back to kind of stores again, to arcades, because, I mean, you're always going to have, of course, people trying to make computer systems better and better, but virtual reality content, to get the kind of things like the face works and the hair works and all that stuff working perfectly, you need these big computer systems, and you need these high-end displays. And if you can go to an arcade and play it, and pay one price to jump in there and take turns at different things, I don't see why you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So, and
those motion simulators too in an arcade.
Totally.
Gnarly.
The Omnis, having an entire court of Omnis, somebody comes in, you have 4v4 playing different kind of, Counter-Strike games or whatever, you can jump. I kind of think that VR could bring the arcade back.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely, man.
You've got places like the Void,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. The Void's like Laser Quest, but for VR in my mind, and that's amazing. And you could just keep recreating it with just creating your scenery, moving props around, and changing it how it looks in the graphical.
That'd be awesome to work for a company like that, just testing it out. Like, oh yeah, I'll do the first run through and make sure everything's working.
Well, it's funny, because obviously Caleb and I are both local, but since we have no VR in our area, one of the first things I thought about was starting a VR-cade here in Springfield, Missouri. However, I have no resources to do that. But
that is the nerd store right there. Nice.
Yeah, I literally was going to start a place called VR Bar, and have it be a virtual reality arcade / beer wine place. So.
Nice.
That would be nice, but you kind of think that with VR getting more and more commoditized, it would end up going the same way as internet cafes in the end, right?
No, it will. The VR arcades are going to resurge, and I really see that happening. But I think even Palmer came out somewhere and said it's really not going to be a long-term play for business owners to start those.
100% agree. I honestly think it is like an internet cafe strategy, right? It will be good for 5 years. You'll make a ton of money. Then all of a sudden, it'll go, hold on a minute, I've got one of these at home. It's a bit like Blockbuster. It'll go the same as Blockbuster, arcades.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what does have legs. We've got a comment in the chat. Don't forget about real roller coasters with VR headsets on.
I did.
Quite a few amusement parks starting to go that route.
Yeah. Did you hear? They're actually building, and I don't have any proof of this, but I certainly read a Twitter where they said they're building an entire amusement park for virtual reality. So I can't imagine it to be very big, but.
I know. Yeah.
Imagine augmented reality working. I'm just not sure about virtual reality.
I know Alton Towers are planning a ride, Chris.
They are, yeah. I might be totally wrong about this, but
there's a demo on Gear VR that actually is from an actual roller coaster where you're riding the roller coaster.
In Sweden, yeah.
It's like you're seeing all these weird, well, no, this one's like you're seeing all these weird like cartoon characters, and you're going through a mine and stuff like that, but you're actually tracked to the motion.
Oh yeah, okay, so track to the motion, exactly. They've got like the actual wheels of the roller coaster knowing exactly where it is at the same time.
Exactly. So
you're
feeling all the sensations, but you're seeing something completely different.
Like that guy that was driving the Mustang around in that track or whatever. I think it was like a oil company commercial. They actually set up a track or something. What was that? It was like
I thought it was like Castrol
maybe.
Yeah.
There was one in Europe where they set it up to a roller coaster. They had it specifically laid out to where they knew where the G's were pulling on you and when and where. So they put you on the back of a dragon, and when you're flying on, so all and you're on the dragon, and then when it banks left, you're on the roller coaster. So you're basically high-speed dragon flying through the air, going down through a city, and he's blowing fire at the people and stuff. And that was in Europe somewhere, and it was amazing. They had an entire roller coaster for 2 weeks that they did that with, and it just showed that it works. It works very well. Especially like you said, Don, when it's tracked with when it's tracked perfectly, it works great. And even to bring up a point, there's a lot of VR out there right now that I'm seeing on Instagram and a lot of places where they're putting people in these little hydraulic bubbles, where the hydraulic chair moves around.
Yes.
Right.
It's a really cool concept. But a lot of these things are just hydraulically moving you around randomly at the same time you're in a VR simulator. And just moving simply does not do it. You need to move with the motion. It needs to be at the same time something's going, because that wonderful word I learned from somebody on Gunter's Universe, cognitive dissonance. When you feel when that messes up, when it goes wrong, it just really messes you up. Because I experience queasiness, I think probably worse than any of you.
A lot of those guys build those hydraulics with the actuators and stuff specific, and there's like an open source software I think that a lot of those guys are using for like Microsoft Flight Simulator or something like that, and maybe like Project Cars or Assetto Corsa. They actually have like that where it like matches up perfectly. But the problem with those is they're so expensive. But that's why it like an arcade, if you bought that, it would pay itself off pretty quick. And that's everyone will probably have headsets in 5 years, but not everyone's going to have multi-$1,000.
I thought I've heard though that the motion simulators really don't work well with VR at this point because of the tracking.
The shaking.
The shaking of the camera and things like that. I mean, obviously I did the article, which has gotten very well received, about my battle chair project, and one of the things I thought about doing was converting the platform underneath it to what's called a Stewart platform to give it that actual motion. But looking into it, I found that it's really not 100% feasible right now with the way that the tracking is set up, at least currently on the DK2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one I wanted to do was like a 2-point sway where it just goes back and forth, and that was it.
You really just need a small amount of motion. I mean,
just to simulate the G's.
Real quick, I've gotten from this, somebody needs to do an article on motion simulators or roller coasters or something to do with the fact that we've got all these different choices of entertainment with virtual reality. So I think we need to. That's something I would like to read about myself and like to see more about it. So obviously some research needs to be done there.
The Void, I mean, it's a very good idea. I'm not sure I really want to volunteer for it myself. I'm a bit kind of negative about the whole concept. But I mean, the Void uses very powerful computers on backpacks, effectively,
Well, and I think the Void, I mean, obviously is not like a simulated ride. I mean, it's a simulated environment.
It's a simulated environment. It's augmented reality.
Exactly.
Really.
I mean, you reach out and touch something, and it's actually there.
Yeah, it's kind of augmented reality, but it's like augmented reality with a blindfold on. But the concept of carrying the computer around with the headset is very, very clever. And you start to realize that in 10 years' time, carrying the computer around is going to get less and less of a hassle. Right now, it's going to be quite a big backpack, right, with a bit of strapping and.
Have a computer the size of the Raspberry Pi. Just in your pocket.
It's going to be, it's going to be a suppository.
Well, I remember reading all the way back from the DK1 days, and I think it's using custom hardware as well, but there's a place in Australia that has converted a warehouse space where you go in multiplayer with, I think, up to 5 people, and it's a zombie apocalypse kind of thing, and you're in there with your mates, and, everybody's tracked, so something like that would also work very well, getting the multiplayer in there.
Yeah, fantastic. I do wonder if the experience you're going to get at home. I mean, you look at things like Hover Junkers, which today I finally did back on Indiegogo, and I'm actually quite surprised that Hover Junkers doesn't have as much backing as I thought it would. It's only up about $1,000. But anyway, I backed it. That is, like, in its own right, an amazing experience that you could easily sell as a theme park game and charge people $20 a throw to have a go on, right? People have this experience at home, and I'm not sure they'll be drawn to places like the Void. I honestly don't see what the draw will be, because I think the technology is becoming so amazing, and it's a bit like Netflix killing Blockbuster. It's a bit like, these on-demand things killing cinema, really.
Once again, it's a short play. It's a short play.
There's no doubt the Void is just, a whole different level, but is it so much that you want to actually go over there and pay money and get in the car and what I mean? I'm just saying. I mean, it's interesting.
If it was, I see where you're going with that. I still, like I said, like that stuff that's so expensive though, like the motion simulator. Like right now, I don't know, Don, if you looked into the pricings. I know Greg has.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I looked at actually the whole purpose of my chair is DIY, so I obviously looked into DIY Stewart platforms using things like wiper motors from cars and things like that. but it's just, I mean, I'm far too technical. I'm not that technical. So, and Chris, just to let you know, I just got an email from you, so it looks like team at VR Spies is working now.
It was just a bit delayed by a little bit. Excellent.
Yeah. So.
Okay, glad to see that.
Well, I know one other thing I wanted to write on before probably here in the next week, as soon as I get some off time from working, is also just some mobile VR. I know obviously Don's got the Gear VR, which is amazing, but for us who don't have a cool phone that works in the Gear VR, I have to still use my Android, and I still actually use it quite often, especially when I'm viewing your guys' videos that are side by side. What I have been using here, and like I said, not getting paid by any of these companies, I've been using a Dodo Case VR here for a while, and it works great.
Case, yeah.
I think I spent.
It does. I used that when I was at your house that one time.
Right. I used like $15 to buy this thing, and it's got Velcros on it. It's got the little NFC tag in there, which is great. The problem is, for your average phone, it actually doesn't fit in their basic version, and they do have a new extra large version now, almost too big. So it's just kind of weird. Like I said, it is a nice little case, but I spent $15 plus there was shipping. So that is a choice. But
I think they are the best ones because they're light, they're durable. You don't have to worry about it so much. Let me just go and get mine because mine's sort of like one of these cheapo plastic Chinese things.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess the company's sending me one of the cheapo plastic Chinese things to take a look at. Something called the VR box.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those mobile ones from my roommate bought me one from Best Buy, and they're not bad.
See,
just for what it is, for watching movies.
That one straps to your head, which you can get straps for these as well. You can also get kind of Velcro straps, which it just basically fits on. So I'm sure it adjusts as well as it can. But I mean, yours at least has some padding on there, right?
It has some padding, but it's really uncomfortable. And to be honest, the phone fits quite well. It kind of squeezes around it. I've even tried it with the iPhone now because I've switched across to iPhone recently.
Oh, yeah.
Enforced thing.
If you want straps, you just got to get your DK2 and hack into it.
Yeah, right.
And just take a saw and cut out a lot of it, and then it'll fit right in there.
Right. Yeah, good
I've got some extra foam from my Gear VR. I can
so look at that. Okay.
Hey, I want to get mine
now.
again,
Caleb?
So I've also got I got one for your iPhone, like you said. This one was specifically made for iPhones. It's called My3D.
Really?
And you could,
the My3D.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
But I do got to say something though. When you use the My3D, you can imagine. I can't explain it to you. But your field of view is like this. You see.
It's like so tiny, man. I actually
looking at your cell phone up and down. It's like
pre DK1 when I was just reading about it. I actually went and I found one of the My3Ds in the clearance section of Walmart for like $10, and I bought it and I tried to modify it and yeah, exactly to speak to Caleb's point. It actually the screen looks clear, it looks good, but my lord, it is like the smallest field of view I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know how they made it smaller than a normal phone. Like,
yeah. Well, you got to think. I think that was meant for like the iPhone 3.
Right.
That's a good quality looking thing there, man. Billy.
Oh yeah, Billy's looks cool.
What's that? That's like proper pro version.
Yeah.
Hold it up again.
What is that called?
The Powis 360 Fly. They had them at Best Buy. They've got a 360 camera as well.
Huh.
It shoots like 270 degrees, but I mean it's still pretty cool. But this particular one I think was like $20, but I'm not really sure. My roommate got it for me for Christmas, but it's not bad. The eyepieces are adjustable too, so you can screw those out.
Okay.
So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Right.
It's pretty neat.
Well,
you're always dropping his catchphrase in.
Maybe an article on mobile VR, just some of the basics of the cardboards in different boxes. I did recently just get a VR box or whatever in the mail, and I'm actually basically what it is, and I'm really impressed with it. That's all I could say. I'm not going to show the whole thing off now. It comes in a neat little box, but you get it, and basically what it is because this thing's great, and I actually have taken it with me.
The foldable one, isn't it?
Yeah, I've taken this with me twice. Yeah, it's the foldable one, and they're actually they're lower priced than these, which don't buy one now. I know that sounds silly, but don't buy one now. Wait until we actually come out with one on the site because we'll make sure we get you a cheaper price for it. Because I think rather than taking money ourselves, We would take the discount and give it to the people who'd want to buy it. That's the point. That is the truth.
We're totally commercial free.
Yeah, making no money on any of this. No. But I'm actually extremely impressed with it. I love it. It's got a comfortable piece on it. It's foldable because, like I said, I've tried to take this with me twice, and the little lenses pop out, and then you have to put them back, and then they become really weak, and I have to tape them. And that one, the lenses that are stuck into it, it's foldable, so you can put it, and of course it looks nice, and you can custom make them. So let's say we want to make a VR Spies version of them, we can send them our graphic and they'll print that for us. So for people who want to print out 50 or 100 of them, they can make them look like whatever they want, their school logo or whatever. Cool. And they've actually got a really friendly customer service. Like I said, making no money with them. They look like a great company that is doing a good job, and I've seen a lot of companies doing this kind of stuff. They seem like one of the best ones, but I will do a story on kind of that stuff, and after I do some more research, of course, myself. But I'm impressed.
The comments are cracking me up. Sorry.
Yeah, it's distracting me. I was trying to concentrate on Caleb when I was reading.
Somebody hit a moose.
This guy hit a moose, and the other guy, he's like, what? He was upset that he missed an hour of the show. That
actually really cheers me up.
It'll be on playback, so you can always catch up on that last hour when we post the playback. So
Hoops is in the house.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hooper, I need to send you a link.
I like you actually turned this car into a convertible after hitting that stone. That's dope, man.
I'm empty at the moment, so I'm going to go refill. I will be right back.
Hooper, how can I get you the link, sir, so we can bring you on board so you may talk to us? Is everyone leaving now? Hooper's coming in. Everyone's going.
I need more drink.
The link.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
If I can find it again.
Yeah. You got it. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I've got in about 10 minutes. I have to run myself to the theater.
You and your glamorous lifestyle.
I'll tell you real quick. I'm used to doing production. I'm used to doing the video directing, lighting directing, where you don't do anything other than tell people to move things, and it's simple stuff. It's not very stressful. But this event is stressing me out. I've never in my life done a Broadway production. Ever had to actually pay attention for 3 hours straight, and you can't watch the show. So like when stuff's going on, like I can't pay attention. I have to always be putting my spotlight exactly where it needs to be, or else they go dark. And having said that, it's cool. It's a fun job. But I was talking to the lighting director as well as one of the other guys that does Wicked, and I was telling them all about VR, and then they were saying, yeah, they've actually seen some theater productions in New York that have already gone to taking 3D cameras, in their studios and swinging them around. So. I'm sure I haven't seen the stuff come out yet, but I'm sure that means that very soon in the future we're going to have some productions that are going to come out in VR, which I don't know if they're actually going to have the depth cameras, but they're certainly going to have the 360 cameras where we can look at different things going on at different times.
Yeah, they're definitely starting filming that.
Hooper!
Mission!
Hey Hooper, what's up, buddy?
So you ran over a moose and somebody stole the moose. That's even sadder somehow.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, this is.
Like what?
You're coming halfway through a strange conversation here. Hello, Hooper. There he is. He's wearing a Deadpool T-shirt, sporting a Deadpool T-shirt today.
That is pretty awesome. I didn't even know those existed yet.
When's that film out? I want to see that.
The stream's not sponsored by Deadpool.
It's out on Valentine's Day or something, isn't it? They did it as a joke, just to ruin people's love life.
So.
Yeah, it's on Valentine's Day.
So, information, how are you? What are you up to, buddy?
I'm good, and I'm up to quite a bit, actually. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
All the details.
Everything. From the start.
Everything, yeah. Start this morning, 6 a.m.
Yeah. What did you have for breakfast?
I woke up at like noon, so I didn't have breakfast, unfortunately.
What did you have for lunch?
What? Noon?
Lunch. I want to know.
This Chipotle.
Ooh, bitch.
That's classy.
I had some E. coli for lunch.
Yeah. Come on now.
I enjoyed your video the other night, skiing down the old mountain with Greg.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Snow.
Awesome.
The start of that actually made me laugh a lot with you trying to get down the hill, getting stuck in the snow. That was very funny. So
something weird happened with the server. It was like everybody got stuck. Like everybody on the server got stuck. So when we finally, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try like going to a different place, see if that worked. And as soon as I dropped into another area, everybody started moving at once again on the server. I don't know what happened. It was really weird.
This is snow, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when Greg started running into a wall out of his control.
Where did you download
Snow.
that game at? That looked awesome.
It's on Steam.
It's on Steam, for sure.
Snow.
For free?
This is the first dev to ever give me a Steam key. I think I had about 50 subs, and he was generous enough to contact me and give me a Steam key for Snow, and it was a pile of shit. I could not get it working. No,
The game's actually gotten a lot better since.
I guarantee he's fixed it. Yeah, so I need to go back and actually review it properly because the guy gave me a Steam key. So.
The one issue I had. Well, it's not free to play right now.
What? It says free to play.
But it's like.
Is it free to play?
It maybe is.
I don't know.
It says free to
Snow.
play. I'm downloading it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hooper. We're interrupting you. Go for it. Sorry.
And anyway, I was gonna say, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I'm back, everybody.
Hey.
Yo.
Hey, there we are.
What's up, man?
I'm going to mute you all until Hooper gets this stuff out. Okay.
Oh, I don't care.
I see free to play as well. So.
No,
Did you feel immersed in the snow?
I did. I did feel immersed in the snow.
Yes.
I wanted to. I kind of wish that if I do any kind of follow-up video, I'm actually going to go out and buy a whole bunch of skiing gear, like a really fluffy jacket, a beanie, ski goggles. Well, I can't buy ski goggles because I have to wear the Rift, but the Rift will be like the ski goggles and stuff. And I'm gonna see if I can get it working with like some kind of motion controls or so I can stand up and act like I'm actually skiing.
Somebody was saying it would be really cool to do this one on a Wii balance.
Yeah,
board.
I got a comment on my video of it. It was
that's where I saw that. Yeah.
And yeah,
I wanted to do that. That was
good.
Like a long time ago, I found out that Snow. This was like 5-6 months back. I found out that Snow had VR support, and I was just like, oh wow, that's really cool. But I want to be like, I wonder if there's like a way I can do that. And I planned on using the Wii balance board, but I just don't really. I don't know. I don't want to.
That would be amazing.
Set that shit up because I mean, fucking doing the Dark Souls thing I did with the Razer Hydra controls and all that crap. Oh my god.
Get like a flurry machine and blow snow all over your room.
Sam Poor in the shout out.
And you can put the goggles over your Rift. That way it would be funny to.
But got the LEDs though. Well, they'd probably shine through though.
Sam Poor wants a shout out, guys.
He wants a shout out?
You gave him
Sam
two.
Poor.
Sam Poor.
Sam Poor.
You guys really
Stay away from
people
the
do that?
two. You can't give him two. You can't give him two.
I gave him 2. I
I'm
poured one
subscribing to
drink
him.
and he drank it.
I'm subscribing to him.
And
He's got 0 subscribers. Subscribed. Got that.
Well,
Yes, subscribed.
First.
I just unsubscribed and laughed.
And don't forget, guys, I always sub back.
Yeah, that's it.
So, Hoop, what are your plans? Like, what are the next couple games that you're ready to play? If you can tell them to us. What are
Yeah.
Well, there's one I can't say because it's gonna be so awesome and I can't. I'm sorry. It's gonna be really.
What is this? Are we keeping
Is this the
from each
is
other
this the
right
one
now?
from the?
Yes,
Is this the one
yes.
from the Game Jam?
No. That's already out.
Oh, that's already out. Okay, I must have missed it.
Is it sexual? Because we were allowed to talk about sexual things in this. Is okay.
No, it's not. No.
We're in the adult hour now.
Okay,
It's 7
so if you
o'clock.
can't talk about it, if you can't talk about it, we're going to be too interested. Just tell us when can we expect this video?
And does it have moose?
Within the next week and no. Within the next few weeks, probably.
Can you give us a little hint, like a?
Nieces.
It involves music.
I love
That's
music.
yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna play that one. I'm gonna play that one. I'm making a video now. I gotta do this.
And
Yes.
it's not Rocksmith in VR, although I have thought about doing that. I have thought about doing that though.
Did you say Rocksmith?
Yeah, I have
No,
thought.
I was okay. No, I've done it. I've jumped in, but you know what the problem is?
Yeah.
You can't see your freaking guitar, and you look over to get your hands back, and you can't
Oh.
see it because you're on the headset.
Well,
So, yeah.
Well, me being the master of guitar that I am, I
Yeah.
don't need that. I don't need to see that.
Yeah, you know. Maybe then.
I'm kidding.
Do
I'm
anything.
kidding.
No, I believe you, man. I believe you.
Oh, now we got everybody asking for shout-outs. All right, Wolf Boy, shout out.
Wolf Boy.
Shout out to Wolf Boy.
Yeah, Wolf Boy was here last week, and he was. Yeah, I think most of these guys were here last week, which is great.
Wolf Boy, you want to shout out Wolf Boy? Come here.
Do you know what would be cooler than calling yourself than a Wolf Boy? Would be free.
So we have these other guys. The Buzzer one says that. By the way, VR Spies, you guys all inspired me to want to start up a VR channel once my Rift rise. Any suggestions? And yes, don't freaking do it.
I'm sorry.
Oh boy,
That was fantastic. That was brilliant. Was that for Wolf Boy?
That was for the Buzzer one.
That was for Wolf Boy.
No, Buzzer One, yeah, absolutely, man. Start your channel. It's an amazing experience. So that's all I'm gonna say.
The only thing stopping you from doing YouTube is you.
Yep.
Oh, and the tubes, bro.
Can we all subscribe to the Buzzer One? Because if we all subscribe now, he'd double his subscriber base. Go for it.
There you go. There you go.
Gail, that was really funny because when you started saying that, the camera like kind of was trying to focus in on you, and it kind of like zoomed in, so it was like all real epic and stuff. That was really funny.
I can't help it. The camera knows, bro. It knows
when you're being epic.
It's usually when I'm trying to show something and it's like blurry.
Shane says, does that make us VR groupies? I think it does. Sexy.
Only Team Heart's voice.
What are we talking about right now?
I don't know, man. It just got a little weird up in the chat.
Yeah, so Andy is leading on right now by saying, "Sir, I protest. I am not a VR groupie." So yeah, there we go. Here we go again. Says,
get out then.
Hey, I wish I could stick around. I have to.
Zimtalk's in the chat. Hey, Zimtalk, what's going on, buddy?
Can't you like put it on your little headset and
Hoop, man, Hoop. What? I'm gonna have to talk to you again soon, buddy. I have to run away to go to work. I'm glad I got to be in this chat. At least this is my first time being in the chat as well. So,
we are fanboys. Awesome. That's a brilliant.
You have a good time.
Yeah,
try not to get caught checking out the actresses getting changed. Because
I'm gonna try to drop in and see that set sometime this week. It'd be great.
Dude. Yeah, the shows usually get over, I think, right before 5. So
yeah,
like they're in the evening. So yeah, come on, man. I'll show you the set. We'll take a little walk around. It's a great show, man. I am impressed. These guys do a good show. It's the Munchkinland tour of The Wicked because there are like 8 worldwide tours going on right now. But they do a good job. Great director. So anyways, I'm off to work. Thanks for having me on the VRs.
Nice one, dude.
Peace.
All right, dude.
See you later.
See you later, dude.
Good seeing you again, buddy.
See you, bro.
Bye-bye.
See you, man.
Ciao.
And he's gone. Oh! The world is slightly crapper because of it. Anyway.
Yes.
Right.
The energy level just took a little bit of a dip.
No. Let's not go there,
I'm
guys.
just going to down some whiskey just to...
Excuse me.
Are we all getting
Drink
wasted
break.
again?
Drink break.
Well, yeah. It seems to be the theme of the VR Spies Exposed is we all sit around, drink, and just talk shit about VR.
Yeah, and then we're just about to jump into American Truck Simulator,
okay.
Drunk as bastards.
Hooper's going to get a beer. There he goes.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. That's his chair. I like his chair.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Should we talk shit about him now?
Yes. We have a few minutes till he gets back.
You can talk shit about me. I'm going to get a drink.
Okay. So what do we got? Let's see what we got going on in chat here. Yeah, Wolf. Buzzer one. Definitely get your channel up, man. And we are not a bunch of alcoholics. We just it's Friday night.
And Shane also replies again, when our CV1 hits our doorsteps, this live stream will go insane. Wouldn't that be something?
Absolutely. I gotta say, it's like Chris posted that video waiting for the CV1, and I feel like that every damn day at this point.
But I mean, finally we can say it's weeks and not months, away. So it's right around the corner, guys.
We are so close.
It's kind of weird because it's just I've been using my DK2 for like a year now, and it's just leading up to this really big product launch. It's like it's finally starting, but I'm just like, I've already been doing it for like.
Hey, we got Zarin in the chat. Hey, Zarin, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, my boy? Where is Saren from, actually? I never figured that out.
I think he's Irish. I don't know if he lives in Ireland.
I think you're right. I think it's Ireland.
Yeah, I think it's European-based, for sure.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
And look what I got.
Hang on.
The Octenashan.
Oh my.
No, so we have a question. Who of you guys will be getting a Vive as well? I mean, it all comes down to the money. I mean, sure, if we cost the money, we will be getting both. That's for sure. Really want to try out the Vive.
If my tax return comes out like I hope it will, then yes.
Yeah, and also if Gamehard wins the lottery, he will definitely be getting a Vive.
Yeah, get my tax return in about a week, but man, I don't know. It's still a stretch.
Yeah, Saren is from Northern Ireland, by the way.
Northern Ireland, right on. Very cool.
Yeah,
nice.
And it's Auchentoshan.
Yes.
Auchentoshan, what? Auchentoshan, what is that?
It's a whiskey. It's a single malt whiskey.
Oh, it's a whiskey. There we go.
It's quite fruity.
It's nice.
Quite light.
I would have been drinking whiskey, but my brother drank all my fucking Crown Royal the other night, and I was pissed.
Damn your brother.
And it's funny because he got that for like a gift exchange for Christmas, and I picked the gift, and then he drank all of it with a friend, and I'm just like, dude, you're gonna have to buy me another one.
No, it's a triple distilled single malt. It's not blended with anything. It's single malt. They probably do one that's blended with mead. I don't know, mate. But yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yes, I enjoy.
I'll stick to my cheap ass rum here. So.
Was that the Macintosh drinking?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh. Yeah, Zimtox is saying he's still on the fence about the Vive. HTC is too damn unsteady, and that brings up a good point. I mean, they are really banking. I've been selling electronics for the last 20 years. I mean, that's what I do is electronics retail, and I have steadily seen HTC decline over the last 5 years especially, and they're really banking the success of their company on the Vive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they are struggling a bit. I mean, they've been talking about completely changing the form factor of the mobile phone as well. Whether that'll work for them or not, I don't know. But it is a bit worrying. Although Valve, Steam, they're quite shrewd with their business moves, so there must be something there for Valve to be backing them. I don't know. Valve must see something in it. I find it hard to believe that Valve would go ahead with something that they thought would fail.
Well, and what I'm interested to see though is Valve has opened the technology up to any company that wants to jump on.
Well, this is true. It's open source Steam VR. So
who is going to be the next major player to jump in there with Valve?
Well, I mean, I know we're speaking about a sort of
Apple.
Yeah, well, we talked a little bit about that. I sell directly. I am actually directly involved with Apple in the job that I currently have, and I mean the people that I talk to seem to have no clue. But obviously, it's a secret team. It's things like that. But I really think that yes, Apple will definitely jump in the market. But I think they're going to utilize the power and the screen technology of the iPhone, and they're going to kind of go the Gear VR route.
Yeah, I mean, you do have games on Macs, and the thing is though, they're not the most beastly machines for running desktop VR. Apple, I think, would need to really go for desktop VR through Steam VR. They'd have to come out with some sort of new Mac system geared for gaming in VR, because their current systems aren't.
Well, Don was talking about them doing mobile VR
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, I know, but before we were speaking about Steam VR as well, and Apple was brought up.
No,
I don't think Apple will be a partner of Valve.
They're
not. I mean, there is Mac games on.
Yeah, Mac is just not a gaming platform.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you'll see Apple going that way at all.
Apple.
No, I'm pretty sure they won't. But it's interesting. I think as companies, there are some similarities in their kind of philosophy and their kind of cultural following. You know, I mean, you could say that both both Apple and Steam have an almost cult following. The people that follow Steam and follow Apple see that product, see that company is doing no wrong.
We got a great comment in the chat from ZemTalk5, and you know, he's saying Apple will do one thing for VR that others will not. They will make VR sexy and approachable.
That's true. You won't have that image
that's their claim to fame. They'll make it sexy, approachable, and extremely overpriced for underpowered hardware. That's just
that's right. So gone will be the vision of all of the characters here using one of those.
And then they'll turn around and they'll sue everybody else for, you know, the fact that they invented it, and Steve Jobs will descend from heaven to show the next big thing. You know, so yeah.
Buzzer had a good question. What are the chances we will see Oculus use light field display?
You know, I don't know, because that's kind of, I think the next, I think that the person that's going to bring out light field is NVIDIA.
Definitely. They've been showing a bit of that off lately, and it's interesting.
NVIDIA's done some interesting things over the last couple of years with the cascaded displays, the light fields. I mean, I really would be interested to see what NVIDIA brings to the table. Because they've been champions of 3D for as long as it's been around. I mean, you know, 3D vision. So very interested to see what NVIDIA brings to the table.
We're getting dangerously close to my favourite subject here. You know, as we start to capture and digitize everything, we start to wonder, were those philosophers and scientists right about simulated universe theory? If you don't know what that is, start Googling.
I very much know
very high level view of simulated universe theory is this, right? The chances and probability of us existing where we are, that life formed on this planet, that we didn't burn up into a black hole, that we didn't exploded by a supernova, that we didn't get hit by a comet, that we actually evolved to what we are now, is so improbable that it's actually much higher probability that we're one of almost an infinite number of simulations within a larger computer.
Yeah, I read this story online that was basically a couple scientists who had invented perfected the quantum computer, and then they discovered that for themselves when someone was working on a universe simulator. And
I read that same story, and it was fascinating.
My favorite part was at the very end when someone said, "What if it runs out of power?" And then the other person just turns and goes like, "Yeah, that's probably going to be a problem." I was just like, "Oh."
I do love those. I mean, what I love about those kind of theories is that they're entirely plausible. You know, I mean, the whole kind of simulated reality theory is an entirely plausible theory, and yeah, you should definitely, guys.
Yeah, I'm wanting to read about it now.
It's definitely a very, very interesting subject, and I also saw this video a while back where this physicist or whatever he was, they actually stumbled upon something that would resemble computer codes in something genetics. I don't know if it was in the DNA or if there was whatever it was, but they found something that looked a lot like computer codes within, I don't know if it was within ourselves and stuff. So I think it's plausible, man. I think it's plausible.
There's lots of very interesting kind of mathematical strangeness in the world that is almost inexplicable. One of the ones that I found the most fascinating, and it's a very strange one, and it's very odd, and I don't know how anyone worked this one out, but if you get if you do a graph and you chart where all the prime numbers exist from 1 to, say, a billion, right, you get this very obvious kind of peaking of prime numbers existing together and then not so much, then existing together, then not so much, and it's very random looking. So you do this, you plot where all the prime numbers are, you get this shape, right? Now this is the strange bit, and I swear to God this is true. You get a crystal ball, a ball made out of glass or crystal, and you balance it, and you hit it with a hammer, and you measure the sound wave that comes off it, and it exactly maps the positioning of every single prime number from 0 to a billion.
No way.
You think,
freaking
how the fuck they found that out is crazy, but there's all this weird crap in the world that is utterly inexplicable. And, you know, quantum mechanics, I mean, I'm very fascinated with quantum mechanics. I mean, anything that scares the crap out of scientists, I just think is hilarious, you know. I mean, You know, it's genuinely interesting. I know we're going way off base here, but I think VR is gonna open up some very interesting questions about philosophy and what is reality and what is life, and you know, all that cool stuff. And these Lightro cameras and the ability to plonk a camera into a piece of the world. Okay, I'll put this to you. You got kids, right? I've got kids.
No, absolutely.
All I want to do, I've got cameras, video cameras on my phone. All I'm thinking about is upgrading to the latest, most high-res camera I can, so I can capture the images of my children, because it's such a precious thing. And now you'll have these kind of light field cameras, these cameras you can plonk in a room, and they will record digitally the entire environment. And later on in my life, I might be able to go back to a precious moment and exist within it.
Right.
What is reality? You know, what is reality when you start doing that?
That's kind of some of the stuff they were talking about in VR chat with those. Who was it that came in? Dawn?
Yeah.
I can't remember their names now. Feel bad.
Duncan Trussell.
Yeah,
and,
Duncan Trussell. They were talking about that stuff, like recreating all that stuff.
And Zach Leary, yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
No, they were talking about the singularity, and I mean, that was one of the most awesome episodes of Gunters I've ever been to. I mean, just very deep discussion. You know, I mean, these are all definitely possibilities, guys. You know.
But yeah, I was thinking about that too, like how this stuff evolves. It's just going to be crazy that, and you know, our like kids will look back at like early 360 footage and be like, man, look how bad the cameras were back then.
Well, yeah,
you know, 20 years from now.
It's funny,
man, you have to wear a headset over your eyes to do that stuff.
Oh my God,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but like just this past Christmas, because I have the Gear VR, I busted out and I did some spherical pictures, some just still image capture of Christmas morning with my kids, and I have gone back and just sat in those pictures. And you know, obviously it's not moving video, but it was very, very. It was an extremely strange sensation, because it was like you were in some ways reliving a memory. Yeah, there you go.
That's a memory I want to forget. No, I mean, I find all this stuff really amazing. Really
there was one thing on the subreddit that I saw a long time ago. It was these people, they were working on this project to put someone's relatives into VR, like reconstruct them for use in VR, and I was just like, I don't know if I would want that, because I mean that makes it so that I remember, if I would remember them like that instead of who they were before that happened. Because like my grandma died of brain cancer a while ago, and I was thinking about that, and I'm just like, would I really want to see my grandma again like that? Personally,
sure.
No, I wouldn't.
It kind of plays on the whole where people save voicemail messages, and then, you know, like after my father died, I must have called until they cut off his phone. He had the Southwestern Bell set up through them, and I would call from time to time just to hear his voice. You know, so I mean, it kind of, I don't know it, but seeing them, Hooper, yeah, I can totally relate to what you're talking about.
Is it healthy? Is it healthy?
Yeah, is it healthy? Because it doesn't allow you to let go.
Yeah.
That's very true. Very true. Okay, let's bring this a little bit lighter. Someone
I was gonna say we're getting deep, man.
3D head.
3D head, the Oculus Killer.
Oculus Killer. Oh yeah.
Hey, that's an atheist thumbnail right there.
It's a thing of beauty. I love that. Look at that. That's so.
That is just like, it looks like the head from Alien.
Did you see that picture right down there? Is it right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like a little baby. He can't keep his head up.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
how much neck injury are you going to get from that thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
What I absolutely love about it is it's basically just a 3D monitor in a holder. So effectively, you get the same effect, and I'm just going to have to do the motion here to describe exactly what this does. Right? You get the same effect as holding a 3D monitor in front of your face. It's not like I mean, it genuinely is that, and it's like it's that large and that huge and ridiculous looking because it has to be that far away that you've got the right focal distance to look at it.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. I shouldn't give it the oxygen of publicity, really. But anyway,
I kind of felt bad reading some interviews from the guy who actually made it because so many people were bragging on them. People were ragging on them because they were saying like it's the Oculus killer, this is amazing stuff, and he was just I felt so bad for it because he really did feel like he was like really invested in the product and he really believed in it. But
you're too nice, mate. You're too nice. Everyone else thought he was a wanker.
I am too nice, but the guy
pile of crap, dude.
I know that the product's not anything special, but all the Oculus killer stuff like that, that's all from their marketing team, and he was taking the heat for that. I feel bad for him in that respect.
I do remember you talking about now. Yeah, that guy who went to some CES show or something and had to sit there and justify it, and oh my god, the guy.
Oh, that's his own fault. He hired a bad marketing team, and that's his fault.
Yeah, and at the end of the interview, he asked them, "Are you going to be mean like the other guys?" And the guy responded, "I will be fair."
Yeah, I remember that. That was great.
Hey, let me see this guy. This biblical, a novel about simulated universe theory. I was trying to find that. Where's that at? Damn Angry Hawken. Could you send me a link to that?
Yeah, let's see if we can dig that up.
Because I type in like biblical book and it's
biblical, like a novel. Yeah.
I just linked that story I was talking about.
Okay, cool.
Google chat, Hangouts chat. I can't post links in the VR Spies chat.
Can you not?
No.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
I can't.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
Yeah, you can.
You can. Hold on a minute, let me send you the link.
You can, because you're the presenter, but I'm not. But I can't.
There you go. You go there and you can go straight to it. So, now, what else we got going on? I think we're probably gonna wind this up in about 10 minutes, guys. I don't know if you agree, but I wanted to kind of keep these podcasts to about 2 hours.
That's a good idea.
Just to stop us really keep talking till 4 a.m. You know. But,
that could easily happen. Yeah.
It did the first time, if you remember.
Because see, for us over here, it's only like 7:20. So but obviously now I have to start playing Outlast because
I want to. You should definitely just stream it or just do a complete.
Actually, there was people in the chat asking me if I would live stream it, so I might have to do that.
Oh, we got Game Hard back.
Yeah, sorry about that. My sucky internet up in Norway has just completely shit.
Game Hard. We were saying we'll probably only keep this podcast up and running for about 50 minutes. You never ever did get to the end of your list that you wanted to go through of games you're looking forward
to? No, actually, and there's only a couple of games that I've been looking out for. The last one we talked about was Chronos. I'm sure you saw that. Another one is Surgeon Simulator Experience Reality. Yes. I mean, it's gonna be cool because this time it's set on Mars, so you can be operating in space, etc. And that's gonna be dope.
Chris, didn't you experience that? Isn't that your CV1 demo?
Yeah. I won't go on too much about it, but I mean it's the point I always make about Surgeon Simulator is it was like a joke game, wasn't it? Like Bossa Studios brought it out as a joke game, and with the touch controllers, it's an actual surgery simulator, and I think that is just speaks volumes about what VR does to games. It makes some games absolutely amazing, and I swear to God, when I had a go on that, I said to myself, if there's only one title available and it's that, I'd still pay the money. It's that good. Mm-hmm. It's just so much fun.
Yet another game I'm looking forward to is definitely Job Simulator by Alchemy Labs. I mean, the fact that robots has replaced all jobs, so the only way to experience work is actually through a simulator. I think that's cool. That sounds cool.
That is the future.
And I definitely think one of my most anticipated games, or whatever the word is.
Anticipated.
Thank you. That's the one. Yeah. So that game would definitely be Adrift, the one set in space, by 310. So that's it's like a first-person space game, you just wake up as an astronaut drifting through space, and you need to like find a way back. You lost all sense of memory. You don't know nothing basically, and your objective is to find a way back home. And it's also said to be a very emotional experience. So I'm looking out for that one.
A lot of people were talking about that game. They're just like, "Oh man, it'd be so cool to like be up in space." And I'm sitting here thinking like, "No, I would be terrified out of my mind because if you get away from anything that you can't hold on to, you're done. You're gone. They will never find you."
Yeah, exactly. And there's going to be
Ghost Clooney to keep you company.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's like that movie with Sandra Bullock, man. That was terrifying.
I actually watched a 3D version of that in VR. I watched it in Whirligig on my Rift.
Oh,
I
saw it
it was
at the
intense.
IMAX, and
It was cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it had my heart racing at certain points.
And another game I'm thinking about is called Pollen by Minefield Games.
Yeah, that's very good.
Also a mystery exploration in space. So basically you're a replacement technician and people have started to disappear, so you need to, figure out what's going on. Also a game that looks very, very pretty. What else do we have? We have Nimbus Nights, which is by Otherworld Interactive. That's sort of like a real-time strategy game with Oculus Touch, so you can like pick up your minions, place them around on the map, and
that sounds amazing.
Like, yeah, I think that's gonna be dope.
And
the last game I want.
That one.
Yeah, let's talk about it for just a second. The last game I want to mention is Final Approach by Facer Lock Interactive. You're gonna be managing your airport and also try to survive natural disasters like fire, tornadoes, earthquakes. Also looks very sharp, actually. Can't wait to play that.
Nice.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that basically, there's a lot of games coming in 2016, 2017 to be. Look out for them.
What was the RTS one called again?
That would be Nimbus Nights, I think.
Nimbus Nights. Yeah.
Cool. Nimbus Nights.
I couldn't find that online. I had some internet problems there. I was going to flash it up.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
Yeah, I asked my friend on Skype a while ago. I asked him, "How do you think RTS games could work in VR?" And my biggest thing that I thought could work well is if you make it kind of like a board game, where the map of the game is actually like on a table in front of you, and you can move around on it and stuff.
That's
like that.
my game idea. I want to.
That is your game idea. Yeah.
Do it. Make it, please.
No.
It would be so cool.
I recently reviewed. I mean, it's been out for a while, but I recently reviewed Tactera on the Gear VR, and I am not an RTS guy. I absolutely do not like RTS games, and I never have until VR. Tactera was nuts. That was freaking awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it'd be like a board game, like table that you could float around would be just awesome. But speaking of RTS, though, I did get with Vorpex. I was able to get. Let's see, what's it called? It wasn't great, but it was still cool to be there, and there wasn't positional tracking. Oh, well, maybe there was a little bit. It was XCOM.
XCOM,
working, yeah.
I was going to say the new XCOM is coming out, isn't it?
I think it's out today or yesterday.
Out today, yeah, today or yesterday. I knew it was like on the horizon.
Vorpex it. Do it.
I think we lost Chris. Is who we lost.
Yeah, we did. Uh-oh. I'm getting messages from Brute.
Brute.
All right, I guess we're running the show alone then. Awesome.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We can just, taking over.
Take it over.
That is...
Right on.
Come on.
we're a lot quieter without him, though.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's like the moderator here.
Yeah, so Andy B says, I want XCOM 2, but for now I'm putting my birthday money into Horizons, and I think you're doing a good move there, right there.
Oh, speaking of birthdays, I saw a post about it on Reddit, and obviously he's probably not watching, but, Cymatic Bruce's birthday was today, so I gotta say, I started my VR channel after watching Bruce and Kyle back in the DK1 days and doing their streams, so, shout out to Bruce. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Great stuff, guys.
So you started after you watched them. That was kind of like inspiration and stuff.
Yeah, I used to watch their Sunday streams and stuff like that, and I never in a million years thought I would be doing this, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, never in a million years did I thought I would start a YouTube channel, and I don't know. It was almost inspirational just watching those guys do what they did. So.
Yeah, I'll admit I always watched Jacksepticeye, and I thought I don't want to be like that. I would rather make a more calm channel, but I still like watching his.
I like
he used to do.
I like him a lot. He's a very funny character. I know he's a bit over the top, but I think he's got a lot of humor to him.
I just wish he would do more VR content again. So
I wanted to do Jack style. I wanted to be obnoxious and stuff like that because that's just kind of who I am when I get really excited with VR stuff.
I wish I could, but I get all. I'm like, it feels too fake for me to try and do it, and I don't want to do that. I just want
to. I just try to be me, man.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. If that's you, though, that's what you do, man. Do it.
I think you're right. I think Jacksepticeye was what inspired me to be exactly not like Jacksepticeye. Yeah. I know I like his channel a lot, but I thought, you know what's lacking on YouTube?
Yeah,
Middle-aged men not screaming at the camera.
Middle-aged men. Right here, guys, right here. Yeah, I am the old guy.
Grandpas.
So.
There's no grandpas.
Grandpas on chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It was my son actually got me into it because he wanted to have a YouTube channel, so I did it very carefully, and quite anonymous. And he reviewed a few computer games, and he started doing Oculus Rift, and then I did a few reviews on his channel as his dad, and then I thought, you know what, I should just do this myself.
Well, that's awesome, man. I did not know that. I did not know that, Chris.
I'll see if I can find the channel. It's very funny. I didn't even know how to use OBS. It was literally just like a video camera pointing at the monitor.
Well, see, actually, my daughters, after watching your sons on your channel, have been just nagging the crap out of me. I'm gonna have them play like My Little Ponies or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cute. That'd be
the
cute.
My Little Pony thing. Oh God.
Well, I got an 8-year-old. I got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
That's allowed. It's just not allowed when you're a 40-year-old man. So I've been told.
What if you're 22?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll say I ran it. Because I've had to sit there on the side and watch them watch the show, and so.
Mate, you're talking to a guy who's 40 years old and wearing a regular show T-shirt, so
Yeah,
well, regular
show is the shit, dude.
It absolutely is. It's the greatest cartoon.
It's like having kids. You get to see all these great cartoons.
I never knew about things like Adventure Time and
Regular Show. Yeah.
What's not to like? Amazing World of Gumball. I mean,
Gumball cracks me the fuck up, dude.
Oh, my girlfriend just showed me that show recently. That's an awesome one.
Great. And I say, and my kids go, "Oh, can we watch cartoons?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay. Do you mind if I sit with you?"
I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
Mate.
When you talk about Gumball, I'm thinking about Gumball Race and stuff like that. That's awesome.
I was sitting there watching Gamehard's camera, and he's just sitting there looking at us like, "What a bunch of fucking nerds!"
What the hell?
What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
I think the ones my kids have watched the most are like Teen Titans Go.
Okay, so we got. Listen, everybody, please be quiet now. We have a question for Gamehard 4.0 only.
Oh, okay.
Right, everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up.
The fuck up.
Okay, so this is from Stuart. He's been with me for a long, long time. He's the greatest guy ever was. And he says, Gamehard, will you be streaming by yourself now more often too? I might do that, actually. I just figured it out. Just
the first time someone's ever asked for that to happen, and you have to bring it up.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. So the answer is clearly...
What's wrong, Stuart? You don't want to see the rest of us play with
I think that's the subtext of that comment.
Yeah.
That's like saying, hey, this is great and everything. When are all these guys going to fuck off and game hard?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro. Damn. Thanks, Stuart.
Where's the VR Pro is just going to be VR Bro?
His ego's huge.
Yeah, the VR Bro.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
No.
Is anyone making a VR dedicated room?
Yeah, we've done that already.
Done that, man.
I was gonna say, first of all, I'd have to get a room because I'm sitting in my living room right now.
Oh, you mean a dedicated like Vive space thing? Yeah.
Like a VR room, basically, yeah. Isn't that what it's? Yeah.
I mean, what you've got your blue screen behind there, Hooper, and blue screen works way better than green screen, right? I discovered this.
It doesn't necessarily like work better. It's just for my setup, it keys a lot cleaner behind me.
I get the same. I can't get a clean key off green.
Well, your problem is, well, I actually have like
It's my green skin. My green skin confuses it. So
I have 2 softbox lights that's actually eliminating shadows behind me.
Jesus Christ! All of a sudden, I don't feel pro anymore.
And lighting and kind of lighting everything up behind me and trying to get rid of the shadows on here, so there's a nice even lighting behind me, and that helps a lot.
Oh my god!
You gotta have one.
Do you want to see my diffuser? Let me show you my diffuser. let me show you. This isn't even a joke.
Please tell me it's a plastic bag.
No. It's a hanky on a light. There it is. With a bit of duct tape.
You green screen with that? With that light?
That's my diffuser. That's some whiskey.
Yeah, you need a. I don't.
I'm not pro.
You're gonna need a lot more lights.
Yeah.
I am.
Green screen takes a lot of lighting for clean keys.
Yeah, but this blue screen is usually lights.
Let's not be too harsh on Grandpa. I mean, he just noticed the mobile phones and stuff. I mean, he's just into all this.
He just traded in his flip phone for a smartphone, yeah.
Yeah, he hardly knows what internet is, so let's not be too harsh.
And here I am giving him shit because I'm actually the oldest.
Nah, but this whole setup I got only cost about $100 on Amazon for all of it. So
I think I probably have the same one. Is that the 3 softbox setup, or are you just using 2, or?
I bought the blue screen and the 2. I only have 2 lights. I bought the 2 lights. Is it like
a limo studio or like cowboy studio or something like that?
Oh fuck, I can't remember. Let me check.
I'm gonna have to look for
There's like 4 bulbs in the softboxes.
No, there's only one. It's a freaking massive fluorescent. It's like this big. That fluorescent bulb that's in those. It's huge.
The one I got, it came with a green screen stand, white backdrop, black backdrop, and a green one, and then 3 soft boxes with 4 bulbs in them each, and it was only like $160 on Amazon. But I can't remember the brand. I think it was like.
No, mine is ePhoto Inc. Photography Video Studio Lighting Kit.
Basically, I think all of those companies are like one, and they just like brand it because it's always the same hardware.
I mean, it's the same with like mice like these, like Razer and all those other guys. You can see a lot of mice similar to this online and stuff, and the reason why is because they get the parts from the same places, but they just kind of brand them differently.
Mm-hmm.
And this one it's a 5. Both of these are 550K 60-watt bulbs, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
It's
really bright though. First time I flipped both of these on, I was just like, "Holy crap, I'm blind!"
It's
gotta be careful,
nice.
man. You gotta be careful of the old, macular degeneration.
And somebody says, "I bet UKRifter is eBaying light right now." I'm pretty sure he is.
I am.
Busted.
Just look up.
Just to prove that is actually the point. Look at this. I am actually.
You've got the eBay.
I'm actually looking on Amazon and stuff.
That's great.
Zooming through now. Some good deals.
Are you like your desk like up against the wall?
Mine.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazily in a corner because I'm in like an attic, and all my walls are sloped, so I can't have this as a VR room. I just hit my head all the time. So.
Oh my god, I love this because I'm a huge Trek fan. Andy B is like, I wonder who the first person to get LeVar Burton to autograph his visor prototype. I could, man, right here, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, guys, is this a natural stopping point for the podcast, or should we keep this part going? I mean, I've still got a little bit of whiskey left, so I've got probably about 15 minutes of whiskey left.
Let's put it up to the audience. So,
well, they're just going to say, everyone else leave, game hard stay. That's all they're going to say.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Well, that's
We just want
It's going to be the other way around. Could you guys just please kick out Game Hard now? He's so obnoxious and annoying and all that. So please.
Let's just have the camera permanently on Game Hard.
Let's just ask the audience. You guys want to keep it going, or you want us to quit?
Oh, somebody has a couple of questions, so let's go through them real quick then. Come on, fire the questions.
Well, we've still got questions. Let's
all right, yeah, questions are good. Yeah, we should go to the Q&A portion here.
Yeah, and Shane is definitely here for the stay. Gamer dude.
Picard.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Picard or Kirk? Absolutely Picard. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely Picard.
I thought he meant Project Cars and shit. I'm not into all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta hold up my 25th anniversary Pez set here for.
Oh, nice.
Pez set. That's so cool. Oh, let's go back to that. There you go. Nice.
That's probably worth some money, isn't it?
Lift it up a bit. Lift it up a bit. Oh, that's nice.
Boxers or Y-fronts?
Don't know what a Y-front is, but definitely not boxers.
Boxers.
Boxers or Y-fronts?
I like whitey tighties, aren't they?
Yeah, I prefer...
Commando all the way.
Yeah, there you go.
Commando.
I quite like a nice lime green song, huh?
Oh my God! I did not need that mental image.
Yeah. A bit of the man bush poking out either sides, and
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right, we got questions.
It's certainly it's a compelling image.
Oh, now Stuart's got another one for me. Data or Spock? Damn, that's a hard question because I'd actually tend to say Spock.
I'd say Spock. Yeah.
I'm very huge fan of Leonard Nimoy, and God bless his soul, man.
Good on him. I'm trying to see if I've got any Star Trek collectibles in the room. I probably have.
I'll
go through all my damn uniform. That's how I started my channel.
Yeah, I'm still
actually got a video.
Uniform.
Actually got a video coming out later tonight where I actually went back on camera and I put the uniform back on, and I'm flying around in some Elite Dangerous, just kind of feeling nostalgic to the beginnings of my channel.
Greebles or blue marble? Blue marble, definitely.
Yeah.
So what was that question?
Hello, sexy old men. Okay.
Ah, he's talking to me.
I was gonna say either you or me. I'm the old one.
Yeah.
Favorite foods, y'all. Favorite foods. I would say chicken, man. I love chicken.
Well, everything tastes like it.
I quite like a tikka masala.
Favorite foods? Yes.
I'm from Texas. It's got to be barbecue, y'all.
I'm a proper ramen snob. I like my ramen.
We got something for Greg here, VR Gaming Evolve. I want to smack my face with your saggy ball sacks.
That can be arranged.
Oh my God! Oh, that is great. That's like the best comment in the chat tonight.
We went from simulated universe theory to Star Trek to saggy balls. Wow.
Saggy balls smacking somebody in the face. Yeah.
That went all over the place, huh?
Well, VR Gaming Evolve is getting excited, so please, let him comment down.
Okay. Any more questions?
What's the opinion on AR?
Yeah.
It's the future. What? I mean, it is the future. A device that can do both. AR when you want it, VR when you want complete immersion.
By the way, what was the price on these Microsoft HoloLenses? Wasn't those really
stupid?
And they're like crap.
And 45-degree field of view. It's like going back to my first headsets of the '90s, man. When I was using the VFX1 and the eyeglasses. I mean, you had about a 45-degree field of view, and it was absolutely horrible.
The Buster one says, ever seen a moose? Yeah, I live in Norway. A moose is actually the biggest animal we have up in Norway, so we see them all the way. And you don't want to crash your car into them, because those are heavy animals. You never seen one?
Never seen one.
I think the moose would do more damage to the car than you would to the moose.
I guess, by the way, Hooper seems to be his ballsack guy.
Yeah, the soldier is saying, he or she or whoever has got it in for you, man.
Yeah. What? He says, but my favorite is the guy in the red top. Come to daddy.
Come to daddy. So when will we get a holodeck?
Are we getting this like sex stalked?
I guess.
Sex stalkering.
I mean, could you blame them?
Of course not. I mean, fucking hell. I'd jag me.
Hey, well, we got an actually serious question from Andy B. He says, I noticed you can now buy the Horizon Season Pass. I don't like the idea of seasons running out. It's a yearly thing, Andy. So the Horizon Seasons runs through the entire year of 2016. In fact, I was going to comment on that tonight on the podcast anyway. We all got an update, those of us who are playing Horizons, that actually lists out the expansions that we're going to see over the next year. Yeah. And I'll go through a couple of quick ones on that just to kind of give you an idea.
Oh, they gave you a roadmap.
Yeah, it kind of breaks it down a little bit. Let me pull up my email here.
Elite has always had a 10-year roadmap as well, so they kind of need to have some way of making money over that 10 years cycle to fund the whole project.
Because the only other option is to have subscriber payments, which
and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Directly from the Elite Dangerous email that I got today on the updates.
I can see also somebody is talking about what do you guys think about the Fine Bros? I didn't think I would actually be talking about this because I mean every other YouTuber out there has been already talking about the Fine Bros and their big mistake.
Yeah, that was huge.
What exactly did they end up doing?
I don't know, mate. I don't follow them.
Didn't they try to copyright some shit?
Yeah,
like a slogan or something.
It all started with this React World thing where people
kids
could
react,
copy
old people react. Yeah.
So people could basically copy their content and get some revenue or whatever. But they actually withdraw all of that stuff because they were losing subs like crazy. So all that is gone now. They have just left it all dead in the water. So it's not going to happen again. So
okay. So real quick.
Yep. Go ahead.
No, real quick back to so I don't lose my train of thought because I've had two very, very, very stiff rum and cokes. So the breakdown for Elite in this season is coming spring 2016. We're going to see 2.1, which is they're kind of subtitling the engineers. Everything changes, introducing an expanded mission system and game-changing loot, craft, exotic weapons, modules for your spacecraft. So we're going to be able to have a crafting and looting system where we're going to be able to customize and build our own weapons and our own spacecraft. Coming summer of 2016 is the Guardians, which this is actually one that is going to be really kick-ass for Star Trek enthusiasts such as myself because it's the beginnings of where we're actually going to see more in our ships. So basically that's going to be, we are going to be able to carry a smaller fighter in our ships that we can actually get out of our chair, run down, get in the ships, and actually go and defend. The big update comes in fall, and that's the commanders, and that's when we're going to be able to actually create our commander and share the bridge with multi-crew and fly with our friends. We're going to have 5 stations on the bridge, guys. Yeah. Oh my God, we are going to go where no men have gone before. We're going to be able to. I mean, for a Star Trek nerd like me, it is my dream. And then the last update, they are calling a secret. Secret to be revealed in Elite Dangerous in the final expansion. Now, here's my take on that. I think that's when we're going to finally be able to leave our ships outside of the rover. So I'm going to be able to dock at a space station and meet my friends in the bar, walk around those stations, possibly walk around on planets, and have true away missions. So... But that's kind of the rundown for what a season will entail, and that's going to be the entire year of 2016, Stuart. So,
man, that sounds awesome.
It is good. Hooper, do you play? I mean, I know about the rest of these guys, but do you actually play Elite at all?
I do sometimes. I just I never know what to do in the game. Like,
yeah, I know the problem.
It's a
learning curve, right? And I had the same thing. I bought it and I didn't play it for ages. I just thought I cannot be arsed. And I think Greg kind of talked me into it, didn't you, Greg?
Yeah, we got quite heavily into playing it. Quite a few of us for a while.
Oh yeah, I'd happily. I mean, Greg, tomorrow night. I mean, if you're not playing American Truck Simulator, which I'm very happy to play as well.
I'm actually playing that right now, and I hope
I was going to say
probably about an hour.
I noticed that because I went over to Steam and I saw you were playing. I was like,
"Are you actually playing
that right now?
Playing it
You're
for
playing it now.
I'm on my way to California, but
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
That is
I'm buying that. I've already bought it, actually. I just bought it while I was talking to you. So
it's worth the purchase, man. It's really fun.
I really
I'm
want
looking
to.
forward to
So
that one.
you're in American Truck Simulator.
Yeah, I've been for a good 40 minutes, Gamer.
Nice.
It's incredibly relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
My favourite thing to do in Euro Truck Simulator was just driving along, turn the radio on, relax. You said this as well, Don. Just relax, listen to the radio, look at the stars.
Just drive around, man. Look at that beautiful scenery, and I can't wait to try American Truck Simulator. Obviously, see some familiar.
The weather simulation stuff, Don. You know, when you're going along at night, especially, and like dawn starts coming up, and then some clouds rolled in, and the thunder and lightning, and you think, oh my God, this is just,
great.
You know, I'm here. You know?
Hey, back to Elite for a minute. Andy B is saying Horizons was 40, I guess the symbol for euros, now 20 until February 20th. So, or February 12th, I'm sorry. So anybody who's in Horizons, go out there and grab it now while it's cheap.
There's a Steam sale going on.
It is way worth it. Way worth it.
One
Star
thing
Citizen. Someone commented about that.
Yeah, I got
Star Citizen. Yeah, I'm looking
Star
forward to that.
Yeah.
Just needs VR support. So
yeah, I feel weren't they supposed to have that out like in 2015 or something?
I think Greg would be the best. Greg would be the best person to speak on that.
Originally, when I backed Star Citizen, it had DK1 support, and it was fantastic. What they've said, the last mention I heard from Chris Roberts about the VR support, he actually spoke about Vive, and he said that they were having to work on implementing the new CryEngine technologies into the game, and basically they can't get the VR up and running until that was completed because CryEngine have obviously got their own VR technologies now built within their engine, and for that to be implemented in Star Citizen, it needed to be into the game. So I think recently they've just completed getting that engine in, and they said that once it was in, they had a few things obviously to work on getting more content up and running for the game, and then they would be looking at implementing VR again.
Interesting. Yeah.
Nice.
I do miss it. I wish that I would have been able to play it with the DK1.
I mean, this is how good I thought Star Citizen was with the DK1. I only played the dogfighting. The name escapes me at the moment, but I've only played the dogfighting in VR and DK1. But it was actually that good. It convinced me to go and buy a Constellation Andromeda, which is like nearly $300, and I've never spent anything like that on a game in my life. Jesus. That's how good the VR was for me.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was really blown away by that. I mean, that just spelled it out for me, really. It must be amazing.
I've never spent anything like that on a game, and it was purely due to the fact that the DK1 support was so good.
Well,
Arena Commander, that's what it was.
Arena Commander, yeah, and that's where I got my start in all space games. I mean, Chris Roberts to me is the OG of space games. I mean, well, him and David Braven obviously because Elite came out first, but Wing Commander, man, I mean, this is the guy who brought us all of the great Wing Commander series, and I'm I've always been more of a single player game kind of guy, and I'm very, very interested in what is it called, Greg? The single player branch of Star Citizen?
Squadron 42.
Squadron 42. You've got heavy hitting actors: Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies, Gillian Anderson from the X-Files, and just having Hamill and John Rhys Davies in it, I'm starting to think this is the next Wing Commander because they were characters in Wing Commander 3 and Wing Commander 4.
If you've watched any of the mocap footage where Chris Roberts is with like Gary Oldman and Mark Hamill and that, and they're all doing the mocap.
Yeah, Gary Oldman, yeah.
Some of the stuff that they're working on for that looks really, really impressive. It looks absolutely outstanding.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was some controversy with these guys, wasn't there? I don't know if you want to dwell on it, but a lot of people left. A lot of devs walked out, and there was some suggestion that they were struggling to.
I don't think that's the case so much.
Why is there so much hate towards this studio? Why is that?
Because it's one of the biggest games that's ever been known to man, mate. So it's a target. You know what I mean? It is basically the biggest game ever that anyone's ever tried to make. So it's a target. It's almost an impossible task. People think, you know.
Sorry, oh god. Sorry, I just read one of the comments in chat. I'm gonna have to read it now because I've laughed.
No, yeah, well, you have
what
to.
we got?
Greg, you look like a boiled egg.
I look like a boiled egg.
I'm sorry, man. You do. Sorry, I'm joking. Oh dear. Anyway, no, that's. I mean, they had that litigation against them, didn't they? Like a class action from some arsehole.
Oh shit, mother flicker! I just missed my turn off.
Oh, I hate
Oh,
it
you're
now.
driving. That's right. I was gonna.
These bloody gears.
This could actually be a
boiled
very
egg
good
comment
idea.
done to me. I missed my bloody turning.
Sorry about that.
Someone says, I can't wait until they take L drivers off the road and force them to pass in VR. That would be brilliant, actually.
That's very, very probable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you've
Well,
got
I mean-
city car simulator, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think that's a good point because I really don't trust my missus with a shopping trolley in Tesco.
I think you're right. It is. I mean, you think about how great the car driving sims are, and you've got City Car Simulator, which looks amazing. I can't get it working on my system for some reason, and I've been in contact with the devs to get that working. But that would easily be able to train people in driving. As an experiment, I've been letting my kid try geared cars in the Oculus, and he is getting it. When he first started, he was terrible, and now he's like learning about the biting point. He's like changing gears. I swear to God, by the time that kid's 16, he'll just pass his test first try. And it's all thanks to VR. So yeah, it's definitely a future there. It's an industry that's going to grow.
I think so. And also, as Andy B says, if they do that, then I've already got a truck license. And imagining us guys, we would be having like a space license, we would have a truck license, a submarine license. I mean, we're just ready for everything, anything.
A porn star license. Yeah.
I'm up for that.
Hey, with this snow game, how do you start it in the Rift?
That's a good question.
You have to make like a special file and put it in the base directory.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah, I tried starting it up. I wanted to actually play it. Greg, why don't you screen share your American Truck Simulator, huh?
Because see when you record this with OBS, it actually records the screen upside down in a very weird warped view.
Really?
Yeah, so to be able to get my video in side by side so it could be viewed, I had to actually do that after the fact.
That's interesting.
Okay, fucking telemarketers.
Yeah, if I was to stream this, it'd be
Are you happy
upside
with
down
your
and a
long
bit
distance
weird.
call rate?
Yes, they wanted me to take a survey. I'm on the national no call list, and I still get this crap.
Yeah, I get it all the time, man.
Oh no, where's my headlights?
I've learned a kind of a special thing I say to telemarketers now because I'm such a nice person. I just say, hey, listen, I know it's not your fault, and I'm sure you're a lovely person, but I'm putting the phone down. That's all I say. I don't want to ruin their day. They're lovely people, I'm sure, but they're arseholes at the same time. So there you go.
We got another question from the bosser, and I'm pretty sure Don can answer this one. Has anyone caught you doing something embarrassing in VR?
You can answer, yeah. Oh, no. Yes, actually, yes. The very first drunken karaoke night in VR chat, while I was sitting there in all of my drunken glory singing, let's see, Don't Fear the Reaper as Mr. Whiskers, the little cat character, banged around on a cowbell and everybody screamed, more cowbell, more cowbell. My wife came downstairs, I was in the Rift, and she actually filmed me doing it.
Oh, that should be a video. That would be a...
That should be. It's only like a little 30-second snippet. I know if anybody's interested in seeing me sing Comfort Numb or that was actually captured by Everyday VR. I believe you can see it on his channel.
Let's pull that up.
Yeah, but it was epic. It was, karaoke night. I remember.
Come on, man. Let's do it now. Hello. Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me.
I actually I was so drunk I broke into a little Shatner doing it.
That's not good.
It was great, but yeah, comfortably numb, and then but more epic was "Don't Fear the Reaper" with Mr. Whiskers playing on the cowbell. I'm pretty sure it broke the internet for a small time. So
excellent.
Well, I just had one of my favourite VR experiences yet, and I'm quite surprised I managed this. Well, while driving my truck through Nevada, I ate a bacon sandwich while driving my truck and managed to actually eat the sandwich without seeing it at all while driving my truck.
Did you manage to do it while pissing in a Lucozade bottle?
No, no. No, there was no Lucozade bottle. But yeah, bacon, a nice heavily bottled
out the window.
Let's just maybe if we're thinking about ending it, should we just end it with a important question? Do I really need 3 USB 3.0 connectors? So this is for the CV1.
You do.
Only if you're using touch. Yeah, only if you're using touch.
USB 3.
It depends. One of the connectors is also for your Xbox joypad.
Yes,
to take that into account, so you don't have to have that all the time.
Yeah,
that's the USB 2 connector, though.
Or you can use, guys, you can use 9 USB 1.0.
The whole thing for the Rift, it's 4 in total, but you don't have to use them all. But yeah, the Xbox controller is USB 2, but you don't have to use it. And
be really careful on this one, guys.
Shorten it down as well if you're not using touch, because touch would require a second tracker, which would then add in another USB cable. So as the Rift comes, no, you probably won't be using 3. Not until you get touch.
Oh, great! Now people are looking up karaoke night. Yeah, great.
you gotta watch your USB bandwidth. This is something I learned just recently, and it's kind of obvious. And I should have known this already, but in the case where, especially with us guys, because we stream through, sometimes high def cameras, and we're streaming to the internet, and we're using all these USB peripheral devices, you lose a lot of the bandwidth gets soaked up, right?
Yeah, big time.
And when you buy, most people are probably going to have to buy like a PCIe card, and believe me when I say, because I had to buy one myself, they're not all created equal at all. Yeah, you can buy one for $5 online, and it will be a pile of crap, and it might even cause you issues. You buy one for $150, and that's probably overkill, but somewhere in between you'll find a good card, and that's what I think I managed to do. So I've kind of got a dedicated PCIe card for my Rift stuff now, which I think will solve my problem.
That are USB?
Like just a little USB 3.0, not a 3.1 because they're too expensive, but just a 3.0 card.
Nice. I didn't realize you could do that. US 3.0 to a PCIe as well.
Yeah, PCIe, yeah.
And I know they started making the hard drives, or the solid state. Fit in there.
Yeah, they can get quite pricey for PCIe hard drives.
Yeah, but they're crazy fast, though.
Yeah, this is
so bad.
Because you're looking at PCIe 3.1 cards, even those are very expensive, and then the peripheral, the plug-in, the external drives are really getting silly, but yeah. Anyway, cool stuff. So was that an attempt, at least, GameHard, there to have the final question, and then we just dragged it on forever?
No, I thought we were talking about this just a while back. Maybe this would be a good point to bid farewell to all the viewers. And
we should finish with a cheers and a bottoms up and a salute.
Salute.
I got an empty glass, so.
Yeah. That's okay. It's not bad luck. Salute. Goodbye. Goodbye from Hooper there. Look at him.
Empty coffee mug.
Jock good.
Yeah.
Goodbye from GameHard there. Say goodbye, GameHard.
Signing off.
Your jacket.
Thanks for watching, guys. You're awesome. I like the interactivity and
Say goodnight, John Boy.
Yeah.
All the comments. It was good.
And Greg there.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Let me just
gun, so you can all bugger off now.
And there's Don. Say goodbye, Don.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
And I'll say goodbye as well. Goodbye, everybody.
Peace.
Goodbye, good night. Come back next Friday. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.